with who's healthy.
And one thing about it, I mean, Cody Kirby, his first game, his only game against the Bemidji Axemen, all he did was win Player of the Week honors in the IFL against Bemidji.
Yeah, so hopefully, and the funny part about that is he actually didn't have a great game. So we're looking for him to rebound and play a solid game and get the ball to our playmakers.
Yeah, really, he was much more of a threat running the football than throwing it that night. Does the playbook open up a little bit more now that he's had another couple of weeks watching, and now another full week of practice to maybe take it down the field a little bit more? Because he was kind of a dink and dunker the first time in terms of his passing game.
Yeah, Cody's got the playbook. Everything's open. We won't, we won't do anything we wouldn't do with Jamil, and that's the fun. That's going to be the fun part of our offense, where everybody besides Jamil is here. So we'll see how we react.
Defensively, this Bemidji squad a week ago put up 92 points. Are they a little different looking unit than you saw when you played them a couple of games ago?
I mean, yeah, they did some things that anytime you score 90 points, you're a good football team. So I mean, that I'm not taking anything away from them. We saw some things on film that Wyoming did and allowed them to get big plays, and hopefully we won't allow those. And if we play fundamentally sound defense, we should be able to slow them down a little bit.
Ryan Valentine, he was on a CFL tryout the last time. He's back. How much does that improve their passing attack with a weapon like he is?
He's a good football player. He plays hard. He goes up and gets the ball when he needs to, and you got to know where he's at on the field. So we'll make sure we know where he's at, and see if we can't corral him a little bit.
Pressure on the QB. You got to Hunter Wankett the last time these two teams played, and it seems like your defensive line maybe is even more solid and playing with a little more reckless abandon than they were there in week 2.
They are, they kind of understand what their responsibilities are a little bit better now, and they played hard against Tri-Cities, and I kind of told them that we can't take plays off, and that's the reason we travel 4 guys, and now they kind of understand what's going on and what we're supposed to do defensively, and especially up front. And once they do that up front, it makes the secondary a lot easier. So, I expect them to have a big game again.
Keys to the game against this Bemidji squad.
We got to get off to a fast start. We can't, we can't come out and score, once or 10 points in the first quarter. We got to get out and start fast and really make sure that we control the pace of the game offensively and defensively.
Mike Davis, he's the head coach for Nebraska. The Danger getting set to go against Bemidji. It's the Bud Light pregame show. You're listening to 103.1 Today FM.
1 minute. Have fun, Eric Williams. Yep. Have fun, Bill Dixon. You could be watching March Madness, but you get to listen to March Madness IFL side. It is 103.1 Today FM, KKJK. Ravenna, Kearney, Hastings, Grand Island, Steve Stein, Eric Williams, studio engineer Bill Dixon, as we come to you today from the Sanford Center, home of Bemidji State Hockey, and now the new home of the newest team in the Indoor Football League, the Bemidji Axemen. A crowd which you expect to be a pretty near capacity tonight. They really have enjoyed the early returns here of IFL football. Meanwhile, Nebraska Danger fans certainly enjoyed that 3-game homestand as they went 3-0. So 3-1 versus 2-1. The Danger and the Axemen. I'll tell you what, Eric, my first trip to this part of the country. I wish we were here in May when it greened up. But a gorgeous place to have an indoor football team, and this could be a fun destination in years to come.
Yeah, it's a great facility. It's relatively new. It was built in 2010, so it's been around for just over 3 years now. But beautiful facility here. Got an AFL turf down, so an older turf, but locker rooms big, spacious. So the players were all like, "Man, this is really cool in here." They had hadn't had lockers like that in a long time. So big locker room area, and like you said, the atmosphere is going to be nice. It's about a 4,500 capacity in here. We're probably going to have about 3,750 or so here. So it's going to be relatively full and a great atmosphere to play football in front of.
And by IFL standards, kind of a small community, only 13,000 people in the community of Bemidji. A lot of people in the surrounding areas have really embraced this, and they love their sports here. Anytime you have a Division I team, you're a hockey guy, and you kind of knew a little bit about this Bemidji State program.
Right, this Bemidji State team's been around since the 1960s. They've got a great program up here. They're part of the WCHA conference, so used to have some Big Ten teams in it until they decided to have their own conference. But, yeah, it's just a great atmosphere up here. Like I said, the hockey fans are just nuts up here. I've seen them a couple times, but yeah, it's a nice community up here. We went out on the town a little bit last night and got to see some of the culture, and it's just really fun up here. The one thing I do have a problem with is people giving me flack for wearing shorts up here.
I think you are an honorary Minnesotan because it was 40 degrees yesterday. That was short weather. Now, spring has not yet arrived here, even though it officially did, as we had 4 inches of snow overnight, and they did go through a winter storm warning. But yeah, you would fit in. I would say you and James Pointer are kind of honorary Minnesotans the way you handle yourself.
I would say the same thing.
James Pointer's got that scruffy beard, and he was out there. They really enjoyed James last night as we were out on the town. Should be a fun night tonight as the Bemidji Axemen and the Nebraska Danger square off. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. A 2-minute timeout. We'll have the starting lineups coming up next. You're listening to 103.1 Today FM. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. They're bringing on the colors. I'll have the national anthem, I assume.
It's going to be longer.
Yep. Let's go another minute, probably. They're just now bringing the choir out. You should be able to hear the national anthem here momentarily. Have a little orchestra which is coming in. A band, not an orchestra.
Woodwinds first, brass second.
Come on. Either way, if you want to join the national anthem of progress, that's fine too. Okay. on today FM. It's KKJK Ravenna. Kearney, Grand Island, Hastings, Steve Stein, Eric Williams, studio engineer Bill Dixon. It's the Bud Light pregame show wrapping things up. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the Nebraska Danger and the Bemidji Axemen. The Nebraska Danger will go with Cody Kirby as the starting quarterback today, as Jameel Sewell, battling a knee injury, not expected to play this week, may not play next week at Colorado either. But Cody Kirby, he's suited in one game, and all he did was win IFL Offensive Player of the Week honors against Bemidji. 12 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown. He also threw for 2 TDs, no interceptions, didn't make that big mistake, allowed the defense to do its job, and the offense got enough to win that ball game back in week number 2 by a score of 43-19. Running back is Troy Evans, the reigning IFL Special Teams Player of the Week. What a week he had. Returned a kick for a touchdown, had 109 yards rushing, 3 rushing TDs, caught 2 balls for 4 yards and 1 touchdown. Troy Evans has now rushed for 140 yards and 5 TDs on the year. Wide receiver Kane Farquharson didn't play the last time against Bemidji. He is back and at full strength. 11 catches, 135 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 of those coming against Texas earlier this year. What a day for Andre Piper Jordan. Very easily could have been the Offensive Player of the Week in the IFL. 4 catches, all 4 of them for touchdowns. That was a new Danger record, tied that mark. And he had a very good day against Tri-Cities a week ago. Andre Piper Jordan now with 14 catches, 260 yards, and 7 touchdowns. The other starting wideout is Mo Avery. He's been so important on this team, not only as a wideout, as backup running back, backup quarterback. He can do it all. He's thrown for 155 yards, 5 TDs, no interceptions. A season-high 123 yards against Sioux Falls earlier this year. He's caught 4 balls for 48 yards, rushed for 61 yards as well. That line has done a great job. Travis Turner out of Abilene Christian, former guy, played a little bit for the Steelers, couple of arena football years, now really happy to be in Grand Island. Darius Savage, returning first-team all-conference player on that O-line, and Eddie Williams, the new center, former college roommate of Savage at UCLA. The defense, what a day for the defensive line a week ago. Adrian Davis had 7 tackles, 2.5 for loss, 1.5 sacks, 1 pass breakup. The Arkansas product, joined by Claude Roten, who had his best game as a Danger player, 6 tackles, 2 for loss, 2 sacks. Throw in Gervonta Jackson, the veteran up front, who has 7 tackles for the year. That D-line was really, really good a week ago. Pig Brown, a candidate for Player of the Week honors on the defensive side, as he had a dozen tackles last week, 1.5 sacks, 1.5 tackles for losses in that win. The defensive secondary, Darnell Terrell, dinged a little bit, but he's back at the safety spot. Your reigning defensive player of the week in the IFL is Jamar Love. He had 2 interception returns for touchdowns in that win over Tri-Cities last week. The cornerbacks are Joe Sampson out of Winnipeg. Guy's got 14 tackles for the year. And Ramon Broadway, 18 tackles on the season. He had 7 tackles when these 2 teams met the last time. That's your starting lineup for the Nebraska Danger. Bemidji will hit their highlights. Hunter Wankett out of Central Connecticut State. He was a Lehigh Valley player last year in indoor football, and now getting a chance to shine here in the IFL. The reigning Offensive Player of the Week, 226 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions, in a 92-49 win over Wyoming. Now joined by Eric Williams, getting set to go. Danger football should be a fun one tonight as the Danger and Axemen get set to go.
Yeah, it's going to be a big test. I know we blew them out pretty big at home, but one thing that's always been somewhat of an eyesore on this Danger team is how we play on the road. I mean, we just struggle when we play on the road. So that's going to be the true test tonight, and a statement going into the rest of the year is a lot of our back end of the season is a lot of games on the road. So we can come up here to Bemidji, play a tough team in a tough environment, come out with a win. That's going to be huge to start basically our road test on the year.
In the history of Danger football, they're now 18-8 at home. They are 5-18 on the road. You do the math. Danger will get their first crack at it. Remember, at home, they got off kind of a slow start. Didn't score. Bemidji did. Bemidji actually had a chance to go up by 2 scores, but their kicker really couldn't connect. Then the Danger defense turned it around, and Nebraska ended up coming back to win that game. Led it 20-7 at halftime, went on to win it 43-19. Lowest points allowed in Danger history that night. High kick coming from Josiah Powell, and this one is going to carry into the stands just inside the end zone, and Nebraska will get it out at the 20-yard line, first down and 10, so that Danger O will get its opportunity. The thing that impressed you most about Cody Kirby the first time he played for Nebraska is he directed his squad on a variety of 45-yard drives. They started nearly every drive at their 5-yard line, and he took them down the field. A lot of dink and dunk. It'll be interesting to see if he goes down the field a little bit more tonight.
Well, and I'm sure Bemidji will see, look at last week and know that Jameel Sewell was probably going to be a question mark this week. So get ready for for Cody Kirby, and really defend those dinks and dunks passes to Troy Evans and force him to throw the ball down deep.
Cody Kirby out of Missouri State, former Edmonton player in the CFL. He was the IFL Rookie of the Year. Wide receiver to the far side, 2 to the near side. You've got Troy Evans lined up on the pistol set behind Cody Kirby. Kirby can beat you with his legs, too. Back to pass is Kirby. Sets up, has time, throws, caught on the sideline, the 15-yard line, 10. There's Andre Piper Jordan inside the 5 to the 3. They held him out of the end zone. That's the first time in like 5 catches that he hasn't caught a touchdown pass, but that is a big gainer on first down for Nebraska.
He nearly got to the end zone that time. He made a nice move on the cornerback over there, but right away, we're going to get that answer. Is Cody Kirby going to try to go down deep? That time, threw the ball across midfield. Great run by Piper Jordan after the catch.
28 yards on the pass play from Kirby to Piper Jordan. First down and goal, Nebraska at the 3-yard line, trying to stick it in here and a rocking and roaring Sanford Center. Ball on the left hash. Kirby sends high motion both sides, takes the snap, hands it off to Evans, gets a block inside the 1, and he is going to be stopped at the goal line, apparently. No touchdown signal. This will be spotted just inside the 1 as we see some pushing and shoving after the play. It'll be second down and goal at the 1-yard line. Nebraska trying to stick it in on their first series.
Yep, just shy of getting that one in, but a good run, good hold to run up it through as well. Just knocking on the door right now.
Nebraska trying to find a way. Troy Evans really found his gear. 31 carries, 140 yards for the season, and that was the second best rushing performance in Danger history, that 109-yard total. High motion, a toss to Mo Avery, who just scoots in behind Kane Farquharson. A design running play out of their high motion, and Mo Avery scores for Nebraska. That silences the crowd here in Bemidji.
And once again, a long drive by Cody Kirby, again with a deep pass on the first play, a couple runs after that to get that drive going and get the momentum on the Danger side here on the road and silence this crowd.
A 1-yard run for number 1, Mo Avery, the former Memphis Tiger, and got a look with the Jets, and he is just an invaluable member of this Nebraska squad. Backup quarterbacks played great in relief of the starting quarterback, Jameel Sewell. We hopefully will not see him as the QB tonight. He's the backup now to Cody Kirby. Kick up, it's through, it's 7-0, the score.
There's quite the sign down there underneath the goalpost that we were kicking at. There's an arrow, and a guy's just putting it to one side or the other. Really kind of a unique way as well to be a fan here.
Let's keep it right here for this kick. Mo Avery on the 1-yard run, and Nebraska, I'll tell you, this crowd got silent in a hurry.
Very quickly.
They're not used to seeing this here on the home field. Bemidji's done good here in the regular season. Beat Green Bay 40-36 back in week 1, then went on the road, lost to Nebraska. And how about last week? 92-49. 92. Keep in mind, Nebraska has never scored in the 90s in their history, and Bemidji does it in their third game of existence.
Yeah, and you can kind of look at the teams that they have beaten, and both those teams are still looking for their first win. However, putting up that many points in a football game is still impressive. I don't care who you're playing, but that was a really impressive win for them last week. Hunter Wank at the quarterback had a tremendous game, was actually the IFL Player of the Week as well offensively. So he's coming in on a high today as well. So it'll be interesting to see what we do on our defensive drive here to make a stop.
As it will be Joe Houston to tee it off. A fairly spacious arena to kick in here. We saw Josiah Powell kind of kick away.
There is a spot up there that kind of hangs down at the middle there that he hit in warm-ups today.
And he does it again. Hit a speaker. Clanked a speaker right at the 25-yard line. Joe Houston shakes his head back and forth and says, "Dadgummit."
He was tight along those speakers during the warm-up kicks, but there is a partial thing up there that's hanging down that he hit earlier as well on a deep kick.
So the old visiting kicker here hasn't quite got the read of the speakers. He's got it read very well at the Heartland Event Center. And it will be the Axemen starting their first possession at their own 20-yard line as Hunter Wankett has a different weapon that he did not have when these two teams met the last time. Ryan Ballantyne, in a couple of games this year, 12 catches, 227 yards, and 3 TDs. He was off on a CFL tryout the first time, so Nebraska did not have to defend him. And look out for him as this Bemidji attack. Pretty good passing. They run it fairly well with Warren Matthews as well. Back to pass, Wankett. He'll run. He'll be hit. He'll be dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Ball pops free, but they call him down. Aronde Stanton fights off the block and makes the tackle for loss on Hunter Wankett.
And this defensive line is starting right where they left off last week and getting pressure on the quarterback. That looked like almost a design draw play right there by Hunter Wankett. However, we collapsed on him so quickly he couldn't get back to the line of scrimmage.
Aronde Stanton on that D-line has been so solid. 7 tackles, 3 sacks, 3 for loss. He's blocked a couple of kicks. He gets the start on the interior. You see Adrian Davis on the outside. The other outside guy is Claude Roden, so Javante Jackson going to be coming off the bench for Nebraska. Back to pass, Wankett pumps once, looks, throws underneath, caught at the 20-yard line, and going down immediately will be the wide receiver Maurice Patterson.
And that time the danger defense, it was a empty set, doubles on either side of Wankett, trying to spread us out, but we played a deep zone there, not letting anything behind us, kept everything in front of us, just on the other side of the original line of scrimmage, and then we collapsed on it quickly for a very minimal gain.
Pick up a 5 yards, 3rd down and 8. Early going, Nebraska on top 7-0 on a 1-yard run from Mo Avery. Out of a design play, they just tossed it to him, the lateral. Back to pass is Wankett. Here comes the blitz. A look down the field. It is in and out of the hands of Ballantyne, and then a danger defender tried to bring in the INT, but Darnell Terrell couldn't quite find the measure of that. How about 3 and out for the Nebraska D, and it'll be Josiah Powell who has to kick against the danger, and he struggled mightily the first time he kicked against Nebraska.
I'm going to have to go back and look, but I don't think we've had a game to where the first play from scrimmage for our defense has been a positive gain for the offensive team. Maybe that Sioux Falls game, but every other one seems like after that very first play, they put themselves in a deep hole. They did it again with the loss on the first down.
This will be a 43-yard field goal attempt. The spot will be at the 15-yard line out of the hold of Wankett. Snap a little bit shaky, and the kick is no good. It sails off to the left from Josiah Powell. He went 0 for 5 against Nebraska the first time, and he misses his first opportunity here. So Nebraska leads at 7-0. They'll start at the 5-yard line. That is a good start for the Nebraska Danger.
And that was a shaky snap. It was actually came into Wankett too far, and I'm surprised they even got the kick off. I didn't think he was going to get that hold down for the kicker there, but he did, and unfortunately for the Bemidji Axemen, he hooked it wide left.
Danger Football is brought to you by XL Physical Therapy, Floor to Ceiling, H&H Distributing, distributors of Bud Light, and Home Federal Bank. Second series for the Nebraska Danger. Wide receiver right side is Andre Piper Jordan, as we see high motion both sides. Here's a look underneath, in and out of the hands of a defender. Then it's taken by Mo Avery. He is going to be all the way inside the 5 and to the goal line. Touchdown. Almost picked off at the 10, and Avery instead gets the tip ball and takes it 45 yards for a score.
Did they ever call it a touchdown?
Yeah, I thought the near side.
I think they're marking him out of bounds at the 3.
Okay, well, the near side linesman. Yep, they're going to, well, let's see. The near side linesman showed touchdown.
Nope, they did put touchdown up. I just saw the backside linesman coming down to the 3, but it is a touchdown. So, but tell you what, fortunate bounce for Danger that time. What should have been pickoff for the Bemidji Axemen falls into Avery's hands, and he's able to take it all the way down the field. And another drive that starts at the 5-yard line for Cody Kirby, and another touchdown. So again, he's getting hot again after being off for a couple weeks there, and is coming in and getting 2 touchdowns already.
Joe Houston drills the PAT. It's 14-0 Danger. 11-11 to go in the first quarter of play. Let's take a 30-second break. You're listening to 103.1 Today FM. 30-30.
Hey, Mike, we putting 100 up?
What?
Are we going to put 100 up?
Well, they should have picked that ball off. It went right through their hands.
Well, that should have picked up. But we about had a pickup down here.
little tip drill works in favor of the Nebraska Danger, as it was nearly a pick and perhaps a touchdown the other way. Mo Avery grabbed the tip and took it 45 yards for a touchdown. Cody Kirby 2 for 2, but just barely. And he has got one touchdown on the day. And what a start for Mo Avery, who scored twice for Nebraska. As it'll be a kick coming from Joe Houston, who's sharing a moment with some fans across the way. So it's one of the return team. Looked like Andre Piper Jordan also shaking hands with fans. This one sailing toward the end zone, and this one goes too far. And so Nebraska, with the kick, first kick that hit the speaker, the second kick all the way through the end zone. This will start at the 25-yard line. I can think they're going to put it at the 20. It'll be first down and 10. So the one that hit the speaker doesn't penalize you if you kick 2 in a row or 2 into the end zone without it hitting the turf or being touched in the field of play. That actually put it back to midfield, but this one will start at the 20-yard line, first down and 10.
That was an odd kick, too, from Joe Houston. I don't know where that one came from, but that had no chance of staying into the field of play. He was warming up earlier, and I was actually retrieving the balls from him. He was putting them about 2 yards into that end zone with some nice hang time on him. So that one right there is uncharacteristic by Joe Houston.
But Joe is 2 for 2 on PATs, and it's nice when you're kicking 2 PATs. The first 5 minutes of play. Nebraska on top 14-0. High motion both sides. Wankett will run it as he fakes the handoff. Big hole, 25-yard line into danger territory to the 20, all the way to the 18-yard line as Pig Brown and Darnell Terrell make the stop and a pickup of 12 yards on the run from Hunter Wankett.
And I'm not sure who was on the defensive end there. It might have been Claude Roten on that defensive end. Collapses down the line with that fake handoff. Pig Brown also filling the hole as the linebacker, so that opened up the hole for Wankett to run down that right side, and nobody there until Darnell Terrell from his safety spot was able to take him down.
Looks like Gervonta Jackson in there for Adrian Davis, the defensive end. Aronde Stanton continues the nose. Claude Roten, the left side defensive end. And Pig Brown, after that play was over, pointed himself, said, "My bad." He felt like he probably should have taken the quarterback on that play. First down and 10, Wankett a toss. First look at DeMario Pippin. Pippin comes across the 15-yard line and smashed into the dasher boards by Gervonta Jackson and Ramon Broadway, but not before Pippin picks up 7 yards.
And again, there's that pitch play right there, actually to the field side. A lot of times they'll run that type of play to the short side. The Bemidji Axemen run it to the field side and have a lot of open space to run the football that time. And it took a while for Danger to close that down. Now it's only 2nd and 2.
Nick Truesdale entered a wideout spot. He was just added this Wednesday. 6'7", 240 pounds out of the University of Cincinnati. He is a matchup problem in the end zone. See if they go to him on 2nd down and 3. Wankett takes the snap from center after the high motion, rolls to his right, could run, now sets up and throws underneath. That's caught, touchdown, as DeMario Pippin takes it into the end zone from 11 yards out, and a quick drive for the Bemidji Axemen.
That's a great job that time, and good patience by Hunter Wankett. He rolls out to the right, forces the linebacker to come up and play him as he was running the football. That opens up the middle of the field for him, and he finds his receiver and takes it in for the touchdown.
So it's a fast offensive start, as we have seen 20 points on the board in the first 5.5 minutes here in Bemidji, Minnesota. PAT coming up from Josiah Powell. He was only 1 out of 2 in PATs when these two teams met the last time. On the year, just 2 out of 13 in field goals, a long of 30. He's 14 for 19 in point after touchdowns. He is a product of St. Olaf's, Minnesota. Wankett the holder. Here comes the PAT, and it is up, and it sneaks inside the right upright. And 14-7 to score. Nebraska on top. Let's take a 30-second break. You're listening to 103.1 Today FM.
Davis didn't think it was in. I thought it was looking right of it, too.
I did, too.
He was out there pretty quick.
An explosive start here on the road. Nebraska 14, Bemidji 7. It's 103.1 Today FM. Danger Football brought to you by Indian Head Golf Course, Jerry Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling, and Kramer's Iron Company and Rec Service. Steve Stein and Eric Williams today from the Sanford Center.
Yeah, and like you said, an offensive explosion here. And And I guess with a team that scored 77 points last week and a team that scored 94 or whatever they scored last week, you probably expected some offense here tonight. And so far, 21 points up in just over 5 minutes of play.
Yeah, like I say, you're not going to pitch many shutouts in the IFL. And like I say, they're 19 points allowed against Bemidji. It was pretty amazing the last time these two teams met. Yes, the Danger, quite an offensive showing a week ago. Of course, they got special teams touchdown, 2 defensive touchdowns along the way. This one squibbed along the ground. It's going to bounce up and be picked up by Evans at the 5. Comes across the 10, 15-yard line, gets hit there and retreats. And he'll be stopped just inside the 15 when all is said and done as Warren Matthews finishes him off. And Nebraska will have it officially at the 14-yard line. They had one play 45 yards the last time they had it after they drove it from their own 20 the first time as the Bemidji fans try to get in it here. Danger will lead the Intense Conference at 3-1. The Colorado Ice 1-2, the Tri-Cities Fever 1-2, the Cavalry 0-3, and the United Conference Tri-Cities, I should say the Sioux Falls Storm lead it with 4-0 record. The Axemen at 2-1 in second place. Texas is at 1-1. As man goes in motion, back to pass is Kirby under pressure. He's hit inside the 10 and goes down at the 8. Jory Johnson, the rookie linebacker, in untouched. Kirby couldn't get rid of it, and it's a big loss. And second down coming up for Nebraska.
Yeah, almost a delayed blitz for that time from the linebacker. Deep drop for Cody Kirby, and he just had nowhere to go that time and just had to eat it and take the sack. And now a big hole here on second down for the Nebraska Danger.
From the 14 back to the 8, it's second down and 16 as we'll see how Cody Kirby reacts to a little adversity. It's gone his way so far. Last year he threw for almost 2,000 yards, 39 touchdowns, just 6 interceptions as a Rookie of the Year for Chicago. High motion coming from left to right, back to passes. Kirby fires it along the dasher boards, and it's caught by Andre Piper Jordan. He gets the lost yardage back, but no more. That'll bring up third down and 10 on a 6-yard pass play from Kirby to APJ.
Yeah, it looks like he might just be shy of the original line of scrimmage, but third and long here for the Nebraska Danger, and it's right down there in front of what looks like a drum line. I'm not sure what high school, but right there as we're huddling up, they got the drum line going as well.
Making some noise here at the Sanford Center on the shores of Lake Bemidji. Scenic Bemidji, Minnesota. 3 wide receivers near side, and flags fall before the snap of the football as the timeout actually called on the play. It looks like Dixie Wooten and that defense has called timeout. Let's keep it right here. I mentioned the fact that Dixie is the defensive coordinator, former Danger QB Robert Fuller, the head coach. He's got some local ties. First coach, or the coach of the Tri-City Diesel back in 2004, and coach of the Omaha Beef in 2005 and 2006. And neat to see Dixie Wooten on the field here as the defensive coordinator for the Bemidji Axemen.
Yeah, I got to talk to him a little bit before the game again, and he's always been one of those guys that'll come up and shake your hand and just, like I said the last broadcast with these guys, just a true ambassador of the IFL game he is, and that time didn't like what his defense was setting up as, and he knows this is a big play here, third and long here. He make the stop, force them to kick it, and they weren't set up, so he took the timeout. Looked like a good timeout to me.
Third down and 10 for Nebraska. Andre Piper Jordan wide to the near side. So is Kane Farquharson. Troy Evans will line up in a pistol set. Now he'll go off to the left of Cody Kirby instead. Mo Avery, wide receiver far side. Back to pass Kirby. Here comes the blitz. It's batted down. Coming in and making the play was Jory Johnson. He had 2 big plays out of 3 there. Gets a quarterback sack. Gets a knockdown, and now Nebraska going to be forced to try to kick a long field goal back inside their own 10.
And that right there is what you do with Cody Kirby out there. Unfortunately, he's not the tallest guy, so as a defensive coach, you tell your your defensive line to get them hands up, and that time Bemidji was able to bat it down, force this long field goal by Joe Houston.
This will come from 50 yards. It will be back inside the 10-yard line. They'll spot it at the 8 when Andre Piper Jordan gets the snap from Eddie Williams. 50-yard field goal attempt is up, and it is no good. Missed it to the right. Pretty good effort for Joe Houston, just wide to the right. So Danger start up 14-0. Now the Axemen will have the ball. A chance to tie it up here with still 7:14 to go, first quarter of play.
Yeah, and we saw this back in Grand Island when this Bemidji team, granted they were down quite a margin, but the defense would get a stop, get this team pumped up, and I saw Coach Fuller come off the bench and encouraging guys and telling them what a great defensive stop. And here's a momentum swing right here. If you're the Nebraska Danger, got to step up and get a stop on defense here.
See what Mike Davis and his defense can get done. Ramon Broadway, near side cornerback. Jamar Love, the far side cornerback. DT, Darnell Terrell. Joe Sampson are the safeties. The linebacker is Pig Brown in the Nebraska defense. Wankett, high motion, both sides, low snap. Wankett drops back, rolls to his right. He's under pressure, throws, and that is incomplete. Almost an interception as the Danger had plenty of guys in the area. How about Jamar Love? Almost had a chance at another one, and a flag is down back at the 1. This looks like holding against the Axemen.
And it's outside of the end zone, so it won't be a safety, but it was close to being in the end zone there, and that would have given the Danger 2 points and the ball back. But incomplete pass, and since it's going to be a half the distance to the goal, they're going to decline that penalty and force the second down.
First official incomplete pass of the game for Hunter Wankett is 2 for 3. 16 yards on the day as he was actually able to get a third pass completion, that TD pass to Pippin the last time. And now it's going to be second down and 10 from the 5-yard line. 2 wide receivers far side, 2 to the near side, empty backfield. Here comes the blitz. Wankett throws, incomplete pass. Pig Brown bringing the heat. Wankett got rid of it before he wanted to. Ramon Broadway, the closest man to that pass. It's going to bring up a third down and long.
And there again, that should be the defensive play calls all night. Be aggressive. Come after Hunter Wankett. Force him to fall away from his passes, not step up into him. And that time again came up short of his receiver.
Pig Brown, quite a game last week. He was honorable mention for that IFL Defensive Player of the Week award last week, as he had a good game with a dozen tackles. It was given to Jamar Love, who had the 2 INT returns for TDs. Here comes the blitz again. Wankett throws underneath, caught at the 5-yard line, 10, 15, and breaking away down the sideline. Warren Matthews is going to take it the distance for a touchdown. How about 45 yards? The run after catch, as the Danger D could not make the tackle, had a chance at him at the 10. Instead, Bemidji, a PAT away from tying it up.
Had the pressure coming from Pig Brown again. Wankett falls away from the pass under. It was a crosser underneath, and the receiver got one step in front of the defender and was able to shake him and go for the long touchdown. And now again, Bemidji has all the momentum and getting this crowd back into it at home.
14-13, now 6:03 to go in an entertaining first quarter here in Bemidji, Minnesota. 2 teams which combined to score over 160 points a week ago are looking at 28 here in this opening quarter with still plenty of time to go. Josiah Powell boots it up. He boots it through, and we are tied up at 14. Let's take a 30-second break. You're listening to 103.1 Today FM. 30 here, 30. .103.1 Today FM. Danger Football is brought to you by Plains Irrigation, Midero, Sacramento, and Houston, and Stoltenberg Irrigation. The Danger had a chance to back them up and could not get it done. They couldn't make the stop on 3rd and long, and a 45-yard pass play, and it's a new ball game, Eric.
Yeah, it is, and it's one of those things you don't want to see on the road. You got off to a great start. You got up 14-0, kind of silenced this crowd a little bit, but a stop on defense for this Bemidji Axemen team, and capitalizing on it and getting a couple touchdowns and putting them right back in this game, tying it up, and like you said, a brand new game.
Josiah Powell with a squib. Here comes Evans. Gets a block at the 15, 20-yard line. Then he's smashed to the dasher board by Nick Truesdale. Truesdale with a pretty darn good smack right there. Troy Evans smashed at the 19-yard line, and Nebraska will start first down and 10.
And this is another good field position here for the Nebraska Danger. You got to take advantage of it. You're just outside the 20-yard line here, and you got to get a touchdown here. You got to get points on the board again.
As Nebraska started strong, getting their first 2 DDs in, but there's such a small margin for error. You got to score about 2 out of every 3 times, maybe 3 out of every 4 times to be a real successful team in the IFL. And Nebraska scored 2 out of 3 times. The Axemen have scored 2 out of 3 times, and we are all knotted up. Cody Kirby, quarterback, has Evans right behind him. 3 wide receivers far side. Kirby dropping back to pass. Quick toss out in the flat. There is Andre Piper Jordan making the catch at the 25. Across midfield to the 23-yard line of the Bemidji Axemen.
Much better start this time. You got positive yards on the first play of this drive, and down to that 2nd and 2. Tell you what, I took my headset off just a little bit just to hear what it's like in between plays here. They pump, obviously they pump some music through the sound system. They got the vuvuzelas, the drum crowd down there. It's going to be tough to communicate. You got to really get tight in that huddle, but then it all kind of gets a little quiet as you break the huddle here. So you got communication is going to be key.
2nd down, 3. Cody Kirby wants to run. Gets a block, 20-yard line, 15, 10. Kirby explodes to the end zone for a touchdown. 23 yards on the run, and what great blocking for that front 3 of Williams, Savage, and Turner.
Yep, great job that time, and it was just another draw play, and he found a huge hole on that left side of the line and busted through it. And like you said, the speed that he can get out of that first hole there, and he was able to get it across the goal line for a touchdown and spikes the ball, goes into the crowd, and we're fortunate not to get a flag on that one.
It'll be Andre Piper Jordan, the holder. Eddie Williams, deep snapper. Joe Houston trying to give his team a 7-point lead. An explosive start here in Bemidji. PAT is right through there. Nebraska 21, the Axemen 14. First quarter, 5:13 to go. Let's take a 30-second break. You're listening to 103.1 today, FM.
Hey, Mike. If you spike it, it doesn't matter, though, does it? If it goes
30 here.
He spiked it off the turf, and then it went out.
They didn't call it, did they?
No, but I'm just saying. I thought that's what you were going at because it went out of the field of play. I didn't know if
They could have called it.
I didn't know if it, since they spiked it, it went out. If that really matters or not. It's like potentially hitting it out.
Can't throw the ball.
Okay.
A nice response for Nebraska. 2 plays, 31 yards. Danger football brought to you by Stubby's Alibi and Sports Lounge, T-shirt engineers, and sluggers. Nebraska in the end zone on a Cody Kirby 23-yard run. So he gets his 2nd carry of the game. His first time was a sack, but the last time these two teams met, Cody Kirby rushed it 12 times, 73 yards, one of the top rushing performances in Danger history. And he has got some wheels when he breaks into the open field. Jameel Sewell's got some speed, but he's so big that he takes up a lot more space. Cody Kirby doesn't take up quite as much space, and he can scoot right by guys.
But I tell you what, he throws that stiff arm out, and there's quite a bit of power out there as well. And tell you what, his stat line's right now 4 for 5 for 86 yards and a touchdown, and a rush for 2 rushes for. Well, it'll probably be about 18 yards. So, I mean, it's a heck of a stat line already for Cody Kirby here tonight.
Did have one fortunate bounce, a ball that was right in the hands of a Bemidji defender. Bounced to Mo Avery, who took it 45 yards for a score. It's been entertaining here. You love the indoor, and especially for Bemidji fans. I mean, their big sporting event is hockey, where, 3-0 is a high-scoring game. Look at this IFL stuff. Well, all these points is just like an overload of offense.
So what are you saying? There's not enough scoring in hockey?
I think there's just the right amount of scoring in hockey. I really like hockey, but this is just a little different kind of game.
Right.
You have to have a different appreciation.
I just wanted to get clarification there of what you were saying.
And
I love it up here because, you get the March Madness games, but we've got college hockey conference tournaments, and they're showing them at Buffalo Wild Wings. So once that game kind of got out of hand, I went over and watched college hockey.
Here's a squiver for Joe Houston. It takes a high hop and goes into the stands before it reached the goal line. And Joe Houston struggling keeping the ball in play at this point for Nebraska. He was so good at swimming the ball down the field and into the end zone. Ball will be spotted outside the 15-yard line. And
No. It hit the turf. That's not right.
Talking things over here. 5:13 to go. First quarter play. Nebraska leads at 21-14. Earlier today from GI Family Radio, Baylor beat Nebraska 74-60. A tough day for the Huskers. If they play a first half at all, who knows how that game comes out, but they just could not shoot straight in the opening half, and really for the first 30 minutes of that game. Made a nice little run late to kind of make it respectable. Creighton, meanwhile, advancing. Wasn't easy against Louisiana Lafayette. Won that in 76-66. And a tough day for Nebraska baseball as they lose to Iowa 2-1.
A lot of confusion out here. And, Coach Fuller has told me, he said, he's coaching two teams out here. He's coaching these officials understanding the game, and he's got his team here. And that time they were saying, by rule, the ball's going to be placed at the 20. Well, it hit the turf, went out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. And Coach Davis was calling him out and saying, no, that ain't right. Well, they go over to talk to Coach Fuller and say, hey, what's the rule here?
Yeah.
And Coach Fuller, honest guy, said, yeah, if it hits the turf, it goes where it went out, and they marked it back at the 14.
Which isn't all bad for Nebraska right there. Like I said, at least it didn't go, at least it did carry a ways down the field, but Joe Houston would have loved seeing that bounce all the way down inside the 5-yard line before taking a left turn.
Well, and there's these bumps out in this turf. I mean,
it's not a truly smooth playing surface.
I mean, if you go out on the field after the games for the autograph sessions at home, that's a smooth, flat surface. This one's got quite a few lumps in it. They do have ice underneath, so some of that humidity and moisture are kind of popping up and just putting some bumps. So he might have just hit a rut out there that just made that bounce off into the bench over there.
Yeah, like you say, most of the time you think IFL playing surface is going to be perfectly flat as well, I fall down a lot anyway, and there was a couple of times I'm out there walking the field, and then I just darn near fell down, and my wife would not be terribly surprised, but it really wouldn't have been my fault. So the guys really kind of, they have their walkthrough to kind of figure out where those bumps are. Two wide receivers far side, one to the near side, and there's a motion play as they had three men in motion at the same time. You can have two high motion men, but that time they had the two high motion men to the right, and then the near side wide receiver, Nick Truesdale, took off prematurely. This will be a 5-yarder. Against the Bemidji Axemen, it is 21-14 danger.
And here again, now the Bemidji Axemen falling into a hole on first down here. Get the false start. Now it's 1st and 15, and here's where the danger can step up the defense here. Keep him in this hole, force the second and long.
And make that tackle. Last time it was yards after catch was the difference. Warren Matthews, who really did not have much of a game against Nebraska, 9 carries, 17 yards and a touchdown, and 4 receptions for 18 yards. First time he touches it today, a 45-yard touchdown reception. He's lined up at a running back in there, 3 wide receivers, and back to pass. Now a draw is going to go to DeMario Pippin, and Pippin is eaten up behind the line of scrimmage. Gervonta Jackson there, Adrian Davis, 2 defensive linemen for Nebraska. Great job of not buying the draw, and they stop him for another loss. It's going to be 2nd down and 18.
I tell you what, if I'm Coach Fuller, I'm not calling those slow developing draw plays because this defensive line has proven the last couple of weeks that they can collapse on a running play pretty quickly. That time again, a delayed draw. He looked to pass and then hands it off, and that defense just swarmed the football and brought him down for a loss.
So it's Pippin, not Matthews, into the running back spot. Wank at the quarterback, and 3 wide receivers near side. Those 2 will go. 2 of those will go in high motion. Back to pass is Wankett. He throws deep down the field. Man open, but incomplete. Ballantyne, the intended receiver. Darnell Terrell trying to catch up at that pass just too far toward the center of the field. And it's going to be an incomplete pass in 3rd and 15 coming up.
Well, and his intended receiver that time was number 4. How do you say that last name again? Ballantyne. Okay.
Happy Ballantyne.
He was actually the outside receiver on that play, so he had to come clear across the field for that, and it was about 2 steps further from him.
Should be 3rd down coming up because they had the loss on the play. And then an incomplete pass. They will change the down marker as 3rd down and 18 coming up. Danger would love a stop here. Last time on 3rd and 10, 45-yard touchdown pass. Wankett, empty backfield, dropping back to pass. Here comes the rush. Now Wankett steps up, he's hit, and drop. Ron Stanton makes the tackle. A great job for the nose guard for Nebraska. It's a pickup of a couple, but 4th down and a punting situation coming up.
That was a big play that time. Gervonta Jackson got too far upfield. Gave Hunter Wankett a little seam right there, but Stanton made the shoelace tackle for the stop and forcing Bemidji to kick a long field goal again. Great play that time by Stanton.
Ron Stanton out of Youngstown State. Got a CFL look. Danger happy to have him. They've got 4 good defensive linemen. Randy Salmon back healthy again, but did not make the trek to the Great North this week. And now it's 4th down coming up. Should be a long field goal attempt coming up all the way back at the 2-yard line. This will be spotted out of the hold of Wankett. Here's Josiah Powell looking for distance on this one, and this one will carry into the crowd as they weren't even trying to kick that away. They were not trying to make the field goal. They just wanted to put this out of play so that Nebraska would not have a chance to return it when all was said and done. It goes as a missed field goal with the ball spotted at the 5.
No, it actually where it went out of bounds, and it looks like it went out of bounds about the 19-yard line as they're marking it at the 19-yard line.
Wow. That's a pretty good spot for Nebraska as the ball was out of play on the right side of the field of play.
And it's where it goes out of the field of play is where that ball goes. That time it did not get to the end zone. It was already over the player's bench at the 19-yard line.
So the Danger get good field position out of all of that. They'll have it, and they own a 21-14 lead, looking to make it a 2-score lead again. Still first quarter, by the way. Got a 12-hour drive coming back, so it's been a long old game already.
We got to let that storm system roll through.
That's right. 3 wide receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Empty backfield, bad snap, picked up by Kirby. Kirby running for his life, now throws it down the field, and Andre Piper-Jordan didn't have a chance at it. Pretty good defense as DeMarcus Washington running stride for stride. It's second down and 10.
Not sure what happened on that snap right there. It is on this logo that's been questionable all day today down there. It's just kind of a wrinkled up logo of the Palace Casino, which is basically what they call this arena when Bemidji's playing here. So I'm wondering if it got stuck up on that logo there is why the bad snap.
As Eddie Williams, generally a pretty good snapper there. He's the starting center. He's got Savage in there and Turner, the tackles for Nebraska. Cody Kirby dropping back to pass, throws it out to Evans, the outlet, 20-yard line. Keeps those legs turning up to the 25. A good run for Troy Evans. That was a play that was very successful for Nebraska against Bemidji. They pick up some yards. It's going to bring up a third down and about 3.
And that time, Troy Evans, we talked about last time these two teams played, a lot of dumps off to Troy Evans. Well, we're mirroring, Bemidji's mirroring Troy Evans coming out of that backfield. That time, a guy I really liked in the pregame, Maurice Roll, was in camp with this Danger team. Really liked the way he played football in that game, but he was right there with Troy Evans and made the stop.
Play clock shows 8, 6, 5, 4. See if Nebraska gets a play off or if they use a timeout. And here comes the snap. They do get it off. Kirby wants it all down the field. There's Farkas, and he can't make the catch just out of his outstretched arms. Cody Kirby just missed 6 right there, and it's 4th down and a long 3.
And that's where Cody Kirby, I like him as a quarterback. He's got a strong arm, but he's got to learn to put some touch on that football and a little off. That time he had Farquharson with nobody on him, running up the seam and overthrows him. But if he can get a little loft underneath that, allow Farquharson to run underneath it, that's an easy touchdown.
Nebraska will go for it here on 4th down and a long 3. Ball at the 25-yard line. Nebraska needs to get it between the 21 and 22. 3 wide receivers near side. Bad snap again. It's picked up by Evans, who's eaten up back at the 24. So for the second time on the series, the ball just hit the behind there of Eddie Williams. No chance for Kirby to pick it up. Fortunately there, Evans did, and he had no chance. The ball will be spotted at the 24-yard line of Nebraska with 33 seconds to go in the first quarter of play. 21-14 the score.
And that logo right there, there's no excuse for that one. That logo is pretty flat down there. Should feel just like on that Danger turf there. But that one, again, like you said, almost looked like he thought Kirby was underneath him, but we haven't gone shotgun unless we're inside the 3-yard line or so. So really no reason to think that the quarterback was right underneath you.
4 wide receivers, Hunter Wankett, first down and 10, looks underneath, finds Truesdale and makes the catch at the 20, goes down immediately. Pig Brown, good defensive play there. The linebacker, the former cornerback, doing the D-back job there. And first quarter winding down, 21 seconds to go.
Yeah, and that was just a quick slant that time underneath, and Pig Brown wrapping up and making the tackle right at the point of the catch as well.
And let's see, it looks like the squad from Bemidji will allow this first quarter to wind down. Let's take a break. The Nebraska Danger 21, the Bemidji Axemen 14. It's a 1-minute timeout from 103.1 Today FM. 1 minute here, 1 minute.
He's got to put touch on the freaking ball. The first one was off the decal. I'll give him that one, but the second one, it was right off the center, and there's nothing wrong with the center logo. Put some loft on here, allow Farquharson to run underneath it. Don't see that. Thanks.
.103.1 Today FM. Danger Football is brought to you by Burger King of Grand Island, Central Nebraska Federal Credit Union, and Computer Concepts. Also by CPI, Mr. Tire. Steve Stein, Eric Williams coming to you from the Sanford Center, home of the Bemidji Axemen, right on the shores of Lake Bemidji. We are in the curling capital of the United States. And fun football here in the opening quarter as 21-14, the Danger on top.
Yeah, it was. It still could be better. There's still some sloppy play by this Nebraska Danger team. It hasn't been a perfect night. A couple throws here and there. This game could be 28-14 right now, but unfortunately, it is Bemidji on their side, on the Danger side of the field here, going in. So it's time to step up defensively and keep them from tying this game up.
2nd down and 6. Like I said, the last time these two teams met, there was no Ryan Valentine. There was also no Nick Truesdale. He was just signed this week, and he looks like an imposing figure on the near side. Going to be one-on-one with Jamar Love. 2 wide receivers on the high most on the far side, and a rare running play in the ball game. And it goes nowhere as they handed it to the up-back, and that was Warren Matthews, who picks up maybe a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. Last time they tried to mix in the run a little bit more. Not many designed runs today for Bemidji.
And Coach Fuller is a running guy. When he calls games, he does a lot of pro sets, even in the indoor game. It's kind of a traditionalist football guy. But last week, I think he found some confidence in this team to spread the teams out and open up the field for Hunter to throw. Hunter's got a great arm on him, can throw that deep ball really well. So I think he's trusting this offense a little more now.
Matthews stays in, maybe a blocking back this time. They go 2 wide out, far side, back to pass Wankett. Here comes the rush, throw down the field, caught, Valentine, touchdown.
That's exactly what I was talking about right there. They actually run twins off that left side of the formation, and just a corner route by the inside receiver. And Wankett almost sidearmed that one, lofted it up, and let the receiver run underneath it.
And like I say, Ryan Valentine did not play when these two teams met the last time. He was on a CFL tryout. And Hunter Wankett finds Valentine, his first catch of the game, as the chance to tie this game up if Josiah Powell can complete the PAT out of the hold of Wankett. It's 21-20, early 2nd quarter, 14 minutes, 12 seconds to go. As the squad from Bemidji hanging right with the favored Nebraska Danger after Danger took a 43-19 win in Grand Island. Here's the snap, the spot, the kick is up, and it is good. 21-21. Let's take a 30-second break. You're listening to 103.1 Today FM. A good crowd here at Bemidji, Minnesota, the newest franchise in the IFL. Nebraska scored 3 out of 5 times, so have the Bemidji Axemen. And we're all knotted up at 21s. The Danger offense needs to respond right here, as we'll see Troy Evans try to return one. He went 45 yards for a touchdown a week ago and earning Special Teams Player of the Week honors as these two teams sweeping the Player of the Week last week, with Nebraska getting a Special Teams and the Defensive Player of the Week, and Hunter Wankett of the Axemen was the Offensive Player of the Week, and he's off to a good start, 5 out of 8 for 84 yards, and threw himself a TD moments ago on that pass to Ryan Valentine. He's got 3 TD passes already, and this one is a line driver, going to be picked up. Well, a man on the field of play picked it up 5 yards deep. He was the linesman, got to get out of the way, still learning that indoor game. And it just bounced right to him. And fortunate that Troy Evans didn't run him over.
That should be interference. Yep, they're going to give him the interference, so it's going to come out.
Talking things over now with Dixie Wooten, and
Up top, they're going to re-kick it.
it's like it's volleyball, you know, you have a do-over.
Yep, they're going to re-kick it with the fan interference.
So a re-kick is coming. Robert Fuller is out there, so is Dixie Wooten. And we'll see if Coach Fuller says, no, this is the way it should be. And they.
Well, but I know they're on the field, and I saw the motion. Dixie says it's got to go over, but you still can't have a guy on the field interfere with the ball.
So it'll be a re-kick, well, especially when you're those guys actually should not be there. They're the linesmen.
They should be down here.
Yeah, they should be clear at the opposite end.
I know it's a long run, but it's only 50 yards. But at least you're not in the line of play here.
And they are in my age category, so I know it's a long run. Or just, hop up on the dasher boards.
Yeah, get behind it. You got the box right here in front of us. But if anything, get behind the kickoff team, and you're not in the line of the play.
Because Josiah Powell may be kicking it right back there again.
Yeah.
But, he just did a great job squibbing it across the field, and Evans tried to go back and pick it up in the corner of the end zone. And those three guys are standing right there again. So run, guys, run. This one to go to the opposite corner of the end zone. It's going to be fielded in the air instead by the Nebraska Dangers. Reeves comes across the 15-yard line. He's the 20, and all the way up to midfield. Chip Reeves suiting up this week, and he makes a good special teams play. Caught that ball in the air, and the Nebraska Danger will have great field position trying to regain the lead. It's a new game at 21-21. They spun the ball right at the 25-yard line.
Tell you what, if Chip Reeves just looks right, just a hair, he's got a cutback lane to run through. Good blocking on that other side. A couple pancake blocks as well. He had a hole to run, might have been able to take it to the house.
As it stands, we'll see how Cody Kirby reacts. The last time it was tied up, Danger and the Axemen were knotted up at 14. Danger put together a two-play, 31-yard drive with Cody Kirby running it in from 23 yards out. He's got Evans just to his left, three wide receivers in the formation, and this will be a read option. They hand it off to Evans, who's hit behind the line of scrimmage, and he goes down all the way back at the 19-yard line. Great penetration right there for the Bemidji Axemen. They'll give him forward progress to the 21, but it's still a loss of 4 for Troy Evans.
We got Troy Evans rolling around down here. I don't know if it's a cramp or not, but he's really in pain right now. It looks like he's rolling around, and trainer Dodd Cox coming over and looking at him. But that was just a well defended play that time. It was like a zone option read. And it was a good read by Cody Kirby. He got hit in the backfield, but the defensive end on the other side just blew up his blocker over there. And I wasn't sure if that was Turner or Savage on that side, but just disrupted the play in the backfield.
And now, big concern, Danger already playing without MVP Jameel Sewell, who won the IFL Most Valuable Player Award this past year. Has been out of the lineup with injuries. That forcing Cody Kirby to into the starting lineup today. And you may see Mo Avery now as a running back who can do it all for this Nebraska squad.
That was just kind of an odd deal. It looked like he got up, was over there by the bench, and then all of a sudden just went down like he was shot by a sniper or something, and it just started rolling around in pain. But they're looking at his hamstring right now, it looks like. I'll see if I can get a further report later on. But he's definitely in some pain over there.
Danger Football is brought to you by XL Physical Therapy, Florida Ceiling, H&H Distributing, distributors are Bud Light, and Home Federal Bank. The Nebraska Danger and the Bemidji Axemen new ball game here. 13:47 to go first half. We're tied at 21. This is the second of a two-game series between these two teams, going home and home, with Nebraska winning earlier this year at the Heartland Event Center, 43-19. Next home action for Nebraska, April 12th, when Texas comes back after Nebraska beat the Revolution earlier this year, 50-26. The Rev, along with Cedar Rapids, both 1-1 in that United Conference. Blizzard 0-2 out of Green Bay. And again, the Storm of Sioux Falls lead at 4-0. The Axemen in second place at 2-1. Rest of the weekend schedule: tomorrow Tri-Cities at Cedar Rapids, and Sunday Green Bay at Texas.
Yep, should be a good game in Cedar Rapids tomorrow night. And Green Bay having to make that big, long trip down to Allen, Texas. Granted, I have heard that they are going to fly down there instead of driving a bus down. So that'll be beneficial for him. And then Troy Evans finally getting up, but putting no pressure on that right leg and is hopping off into the tunnel in the back over there. So hopefully maybe at halftime I might have an update on his status.
Horrible news for Nebraska as the thin squad anyway gets a little thinner. Nebraska will go with 4 wide receivers in the set, with Chip Reeves in there at the wideout spot. And it will be second down and 14. High motion both sides. Cody Kirby drop it back to pass. Looks underneath. Caught by Reeves across midfield. And he's hit immediately at the 24-yard line. And now a little pushing and shoving afterwards. And now a flag's going to come in. And dangerous Chip Reeves probably going to be flagged for 15 here. There was always that second guy. And he was getting a mouthful from somebody. And Reeves retaliated. And that's going to be big against Nebraska.
And Coach Kamara is right in his face right now. That is one of those dumb penalties you cannot take. And I know in a couple of IFL podcasts this week that was talked about by this Danger team is their undiscipline after the play and some of the personal fouls they take. And it is kind of a question mark because that right there, it was second down, and you got some of those yards back, so it was going to be a third and medium. But now after the play, so this is going to be a third 15 yards. It's third in a huge hole right now. Plus, you're tied 21-21 on their home turf.
Yeah, instead of 3rd and 9, it looks like it should be 3rd and 24 if indeed they don't call the offsetting. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Bemidji. Unsportsmanlike against Nebraska. Offsetting penalties. Hallelujah for that.
Hallelujah. We'll take that break, but I tell you what, if I'm Coach Wooten, I do have a problem with that call.
And it's going to be 3rd down and 9 instead for Nebraska. So Danger do catch a big break on the road here in the IFL. Dixie Wooten giving him an earful.
I agree with him. After the punch that Reeves threw, most of the time you get ejected for something like that. I didn't see any retaliation to that, and that's where the initial flag was thrown. So to have an offsetting penalty right there, big break for the Danger.
4 wide receivers in the set on 3rd down and 9. See if the Danger can take advantage. Kirby under heat throws it down the field. It is intercepted. Jumping the route. A great job for Gary Wilburn. Wilburn brought down at the 5-yard line back at the 6. So close to being a touchdown. Kane Farquharson was open, just a hair underthrown. And Gary Wilburn, a great job to come up with that INT.
Piper Jordan, it looked like he might have been open in the corner as well, but Cody Kirby did not see him there, and just a bad combination of plays that time on that drive, and just unfortunate for this Nebraska Danger team. Very, very bad possession that time, having the penalty, having Troy Evans go out, and then the interception.
So the newcomers really making a huge impact. Gary Wilburn just signed on Wednesday out of Connecticut and got a look with the Titans. Brand new defensive back, and he showed great closing speed, and it's 1st down and 10 at the 5-yard line. So Bemidji can take its first lead of the game. 13:08 to go, first half. 2 wide receivers far side, 1 on the near side. Back to pass. Hunter Wankett has time. Throws down the middle of the field. Wide open Truesdale. 25-yard line. 20. Gets a block. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Bemidji. And the Axemen have their first lead of the game, and we'll see how Nebraska reacts to a bit of adversity.
Tell you what, that's not what you want right there. If you're Coach Davis, you want to give that offense time to regroup, but that time Bemidji takes it one play, 45 yards, and now that offense that had some struggles in that possession has to come right back out. And right now, Coach Davis needs to get everybody together, settle them down, and get everybody refocused.
And the Bemidji Axemen, Nick Truesdale, the former Cincinnati Bengal prospect, the University of Cincinnati Bearcats, with a nice catch and run on the throw from Wankett, and it is 27-21. Josiah Powell tried to tack on the PAT. Second quarter controlled so far by the Axemen. PAT is up, and it is good. 28-21 Bemidji. Let's take a 30-second break. You're listening to 103.1 Today FM. 30.
Got to do something on this kickoff here.
Hunter Wankett threw 6 touchdown passes a week ago in that win over Wyoming to win Player of the Week honors in the IFL. He's got 4, and there's still 12:59 to go in the first half of this game. Hunter Wankett off to a huge start, 129 yards passing on 6 completions, 2 45-yard bombs, and now Nebraska has to find a way to gather itself down 28-21. Steve Stein, Eric Williams And no Troy Evans, who was banged last series, so that means Chip Reeves will be the return man for the Nebraska Danger. So a lot of concerns now with no Jameel Sewell. Now Evans banged, and this Danger offense going to have to regain its composure. Defense has given up some big plays. Little scribber across the 15-yard line. It takes a hop, and Nebraska just jumps on it back inside the 20 at about the 19. That's where the Nebraska Danger will operate. First down 10. Good job, Kane Ellenberg, to get the loose ball for Nebraska.
Troy Evans was heavily limping down that tunnel there, and all of a sudden just took a hard turn. I have a feeling he's done for the game tonight. I don't see Troy Evans coming back here into this ball game.
That is such a big weapon, not only on the offense, but the special teams. So Nebraska not playing with all the bullets, but that's the way indoor football league is. It was Ryan Valentine who was not with this Minnesota squad when these two teams met the first time. You have to react, and you have to play through this and see if the Danger can get it done. They'll go with 4 wide receivers in the set. Empty backfield for Cody Kirby. He wants to run it, and he is hit and dropped. A design quarterback run all the way, and Jory Johnson, linebacker, was on the blitz. There was no chance for Cody Kirby, and it's second down 11.
And we really haven't set anybody up in that running back spot, so I tell you what, if I'm a linebacker right now, I'm going to say they're going to be going empty sets a lot tonight. You're going to be bringing a lot of pressure. It's going to be 4-on-3 in there. Cody Kirby's going to have to be getting rid of that football very, very quickly, and we're now down to 19 guys on that bench.
2 wide receivers far side. Farquharson and Piper. Jordan Danger with a little bit of confusion now. They will send Reeves. He'll be at a running back spot to the left. They go Avery with a wide receiver to the far side. Kirby wants it all. Throws it down the field, and it is caught. Kane Farquharson, what a catch. It looked to be an overthrow, and Kane Farquharson just refused to be denied as he brought it in for a touchdown. A huge play for Nebraska to crawl right back in it as they break the momentum run for the Bemidji Axemen.
And that time, Cody Kirby lofted that one up in the air, allowing Farquharson to get underneath that one. Big catch that time. I tell you what, give credit to Chip Reeves that time playing that running back spot, not knowing really what to do, but he was able to pick up the linebacker just enough to allow Kirby to pass that ball.
Farquharson did not play when these two teams met the last time, but he makes himself known here with his first catch, a 32-yard TD. Nebraska PAT from tying it. Piper Jordan the holder. The kick is up, and it is good. 28-28, 12-12 remaining still in the opening half of play. It's 30-second timeout. You're listening to 103.1 Today FM. .103.1 Today FM, KKJK, Ravenna, Kearney, Hastings, Grand Island, Steve Stein, Eric Williams, studio engineer Bill Dixon. What an entertaining game. 28-28. A lot of twists and turns already in this one, and we still have 42 minutes of football remaining.
Well, I guess the league wants scoring, and they're getting it here tonight, which is kind of surprising because the Danger defense has looked so good in the last couple games against some good offenses, but tonight giving up 28 points already in this game.
Here's a liner. It takes a hop through the end zone and over the dasher board. That is what Joe Houston was so good at last year, and the ball will be spotted at the 5-yard line. That is vintage, exactly what you want to do on a kickoff here in the indoor football league.
Right, and I think hitting that speaker on that first kickoff and then booting it about 6 rows into the crowd on the second one, I think that pretty much said, Joe, I'm going to be squibbing the football the rest of the night, and that one right there bounces through the back of the end zone. And now time to put some pressure on Hunter Wankett. We know he's kind of happy feet in that pocket right there. If we can get to him, get some pressure on him, and maybe force him into a bad mistake.
The Danger with that defensive line. It's Devontae Jackson lined up in the nose this time. Claude Roten will be the left side defensive end. Right side defensive end is Adrian Davis. First down and 10 from the 5-yard line. Wankett wants to run on this play as he hands it off to Warren Matthews. Stretch play to the far side across the 5 up to about the 9-yard Warren Matthews makes his second carry of the ball game for 5 yards.
That was a good job that time by, it looked like Javante Jackson at the nose tackle that time, coming and making that play along the left side of the formation and only holding them to about a 2-yard gain.
Gave him forward progress. They'll spot all the way up to the 9. It'll be a 2nd down, 6 call after that 4-yard run from Warren Matthews, the rookie out of Southwest Minnesota State. 89 yards rushing for the year, 2 touchdowns. Had 58 yards rushing and a score against Wyoming last week as they put up 92. The Bemidji Axemen, their red jerseys, the blue pants, the red stripe down it. Danger in the road white jerseys with the green numbers. Pass out in the flat. It comes to Matthews, shoved toward the dash about the board, and good job for Pig Brown to get him out after only a yard gain.
Much better job this time, this game so far, of open field tackles. Last week we had some trouble of not breaking down on those plays and allowing guys to make cuts. That time Pig Brown takes away the middle of the field, only allowing him the outside, forcing him along those dasherboards, and was able to push him out.
Big play in the game right now is Nebraska trying to turn their fortunes back the other way. It's 3rd down and 5 as they'll try to convert right here, otherwise be forced into a long field goal attempt from Josiah Powell. As the wide receiver near side, Truesdale. 2 wide receivers far side. Matthews just to the left of Wankett. Wankett steps up in the pocket, wants to run, can run. 15-yard line, 1st and 10, and smashed to the dashboard at the 19. Darnell Terrell comes up and puts the big hit on, and it's a 1st down run for Hunter Wankett.
Yep, and that time defensive end was Claude Roten over here. Was not able to make that tackle, giving up a big space that time to run the football. And once Hunter got out of that pocket, had all day to run and got the 1st down.
Ball spotted at the 21st down and 10, 28-28. The Axemen and the Danger in a shootout here in Bemidji, Minnesota. Danger making that 12-hour road trip. Broke it up. Stopped at the Mall of America on the way and had a good day, good pregame meal earlier, and trying to find a way for a road win. Here's a handoff as they give it up the middle to Warren Matthews. Not much. He gets to the 21 and no more. Good defense there for the Nebraska Danger.
Yep, way to fill that hole by Pig Brown that time and only giving up the yard that for the play. But now this is a spot right here where Robert Fuller is great at, is running the football, extending this drive and milking this clock, keeping our offense off. He's in the spot right now where he wants to be 28-28 with a high-powered offense in the Nebraska Danger.
As these two squads just once beaten combined between the two teams. Nebraska 3-1 and a 2-1 record for the Bemidji Axemen. As a wide receiver, make it 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side, a setback in there, and Wankett play action, dropping back to pass, has pressure. He's flushed out, goes to the 25-yard line, to the 20 of Nebraska, splits all the way to the 16. There is a flag down all the way back inside the 15 of Bemidji, and we'll check this indication.
Javante Jackson, I think the penalty was against him because he's coming all the way back. He knows it's coming back. That is a hold, but that was going to be a big play that time by Bemidji, but the hold probably allowed that to be a big play. And I got word from trainer Don Cox, Troy is out for the rest of the night, left leg injury.
That's too bad. Too bad for Nebraska, maybe not only for this week, but as that season goes on, you hope that Troy's able to come back. His quickness, his speed is such a part. You wonder how he's going to react to that. That was a spot foul from back at the 15-yard line, and now they will actually mark it at the 11. They had the flag laying at the 15, but now they will mark it back at the 11-yard line, so they actually spotted it from the line of scrimmage instead, and it's going to be a 2nd and very long as they have to get all the way to the Nebraska 20. It's 2nd down and 20 yards to go.
Now don't let them get out of the hole. We've had a tendency of giving up a big play on these types of situations.
4 wide receivers in the set. Back to pass. Wankett has time. This time looks deep down the field into double coverage. It is knocked down. Nebraska getting the job done as the squad from Bemidji wanted a fly, but good defense there for Joe Sampson to go up and knock it out of the air against the intended receiver there, as Maurice Patterson was the intended receiver.
That was kind of a questionable call. I think that was a good job of keeping the hanky off the field. I think both guys were going up for the football that time. Most of the time when you get a pass interference there, they're not playing the ball, but that time it looked like Broadway was going up trying to make the play when the collision was made.
It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 20 for Nebraska. For the Bemidji Axemen against the Nebraska Danger. Ball spotted at the 11-yard line, so it's officially 3rd and 19. They need to get it to the Nebraska 20. 2 wide receivers far side. Make it 3 to the far side, 1 to the near side. 2 high motion men on that far side, and flags fall, or a timeout perhaps as we
Timeout by Coach Davis.
see Coach Mike Davis use one right here as he calls his defenders over. Let's take a break. 7:44 to go. Second quarter, 28-28. It's a 30-second break. You're listening to 103.1 Today FM.
I didn't want to say what it was in case Colorado or them were showing up and it's a hamstring for Troy.
What'd you hear?
What's that?
What'd you hear on Troy?
Hamstring problem was what it was. He's out for the night. But I didn't say it on the air. I didn't want to say anything on the air.
Me or anything?
Yeah, but it looks like a pretty bad tear of the hamstring maybe. But he's down there on the bench over there. Okay.
103.1 Today FM. Steve Stein, Eric Williams, our studio engineer, Bill Dixon. A long old first half of football here has seen it 28-28. As the Danger jumping out 14-0. The Axemen score the next 14. Danger took a 21-14 lead. The Axemen got the next 2 scores to take a 28-21 lead, but the Danger responding. 32 yards on the pass play from Kirby to Farquharson. That's where we are at 7:44 to go in the opening half of play.
And let's see if the timeout by Coach Davis is as effective as the timeout that Dixie took on that 3rd and long play back in the first quarter here. Big play here for this Danger defense. You got to get a stop, get the ball back.
3rd and 19. Just make a tackle before the chains and make them make that decision whether to go for it or try a long field goal. As Wankett in the shotgun formation, he's got 4 wide receivers, 3 of them to the far side, 1 to the near side. Danger, see if they bring the heat. As Wankett rolls to his right, throws it down the field. It's caught. Truesdale at the 20 of Nebraska. He's got a first down all the way to the 17. A nice grab and run as that ball brought in by Nick Truesdale for a 1st and 10 at the Nebraska 17-yard line. Ouch.
And that was one of those. We brought the pressure from the defensive line, forcing Hunter Wankett to roll out to his right, and he throws clear across the field. And again, a big play on a 3rd and long keeps this drive going for the Bemidji Axemen.
22 yards on the pass play, and what an impact Nick Truesdale has made after being signed on Wednesday. He has 3 catches, 77 yards, and a touchdown, and that is a monster 3rd down reception to keep the drive alive as Bemidji trying to regain the lead. 6:55 to go, first half of play. Bemidji 28, Nebraska 28. And here's Matthews on the run, finds a lane at the 15-yard line. He'll be hit and now drop back at the 17. Nice recovery for the Danger after it looked like Matthews may take it away, but the Danger doing a good job coming up and filling and recovering on that play.
And Claude Roten is he's coming off the big game last week. He needs to learn that he's got to stay home on a play like that. That time he got way up the field and out of position, and that cutback lane was wide open. Fortunately for the Danger, Pick Brown was able to come over and stop that for a minimal gain, but that could have been easily taken in for the score. So Claude Roten, you got to stay home. Can't get too far up the field because that's leaving a big hole on this side.
Roten, the near side defensive end. Adrian Davis, the far side defensive end. For Gervonta Jackson, the nose guard on this series. Danger also rotating Aronde Stanton in there. 2nd down and 7. Hunter Wankett dropping back to pass. Pumps. Flush from the pocket. Now he looks again. Throws down the field. Wide open. Truesdale at the 10. And he breaks the tackle. And now he is going to be fumbling the football. It's loose. Danger have it at the 17. The Danger knock it away. And they come up with a turnover. Darnell Terrell comes up with a loose ball. A great job for the Nebraska Danger to force the turnover on what could have been a big play for Bemidji.
I think that was either Adrian Davis or Love. I wasn't sure which one came in with the big, I'm going to say axe.
Yep.
The big axe from the hand on the backside, and was able to knock that ball loose. It had to be Adrian Davis coming in, and great job, great heads-up play of hawking that ball out. And it looks like, I'm looking at the replay, it looks like it was out just before the knee hit the turf. So good call by the officials and a big break for the Nebraska Danger.
Now turnovers even at 1 apiece. The game is even at 28-28. 5:43 to go. Last time these two teams met, they hadn't turned it over all year. A late turnover by Bemidji. But each team has a turnover tonight. And here's a handoff. Mo Avery in at the running back spot. Comes across the 15, gets to about the 19. As the Danger trying to slow the tempo a little bit, they'll pick up 3. on a running play from Maurice Avery.
When you don't have anybody to put in, just put Mo Avery in.
Yeah, he can do it all.
But that's great to have four wide receivers and a couple guys that can fill in. I mean, they're not going to be perfect in coverage and picking up blitzes and stuff like that, but they're able to fill in just enough to give you that look and keep this defense honest.
And Mo Avery, keep in mind, a halfback pass isn't out of the question.
Absolutely not.
Back to pass is Kirby. Pumps once, now throws over the middle. That's caught. A catch for Reeves at the 15-yard line of Bemidji down to the 13. Good pass and catch from Cody Kirby to Chip Reeves.
Yep, and that was a great pump fake that time by Cody Kirby. It looked real. I mean, he put a lot into his fake pump fake, and I thought he was going to lose that football, but then finds Chip Reeves over the middle for the big gain, and now the Danger looking to put this one in.
As Reeves makes his second catch of the day for 29 yards. That covered 24, first down and 10 at the Bemidji 12, 28-28. First half winding down, 4:29 to go, and an entertaining first 30 minutes of football. High motion, handoff to Mo Avery. Avery slices his way toward the 10-yard line. Bemidji sniffed it out pretty well. Initial hit made by Jordan Morgan, the rookie defensive lineman out of Ferris State.
Getting back to what you said about Mo Avery at that running back spot and how the halfback pass isn't out of the question. Sure, it probably hasn't been worked. I'm thinking if with Mo Avery in there, it's going to be pretty basic because I'm sure he hasn't worked the running back spot very much.
Maurice Avery has done a lot of things for this Nebraska squad. A great job in release of Jameel Sewell when he was injured on 2 different occasions. Now playing the running back spot just to the right of Cody Kirby. Second down and 7. Back to pass Kirby. He's flushed in the pocket, in trouble, and hit and drop back at the 14. It's a loss, and it'll be third down for Nebraska.
And again, this secondary for Bemidji staying right with the receivers of the Nebraska Danger, which is very tough to do. I mean, with the speed and the talent of this receiving corps, to stay with all 4 guys that long is really a testament to how good this secondary is. And now here's a third and long again for this Danger offense, a team that looks to get this in the end zone.
As that secondary includes Adam Lucas, along with newcomer Gary Wilburn. Wilburn had an interception earlier. And DeMarcus Washington, who had 9 tackles and a kick return for a touchdown a week ago against Wyoming. Pretty solid threesome there. And now we see flags fall. And the Danger trying to get a timeout. We'll see if they did get a timeout here before the delay was called. Timeout, Danger. Let's take a quick break. 2:56 to go, first half of play. 28-28. You're listening to 103.1 Today FM. Let's go 30 here, 30.
I didn't think they got it off. Timeout.
Today FM. Danger Football is brought to you by Indian Head Golf Course, Jerry's Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling, and also by Plains Irrigation. It's Steve Stein and Eric Williams on a fun day of football here in Bemidji. And the Danger have it third down and 12 at the 14-yard line. Make it third and a long 11. 4 wide receivers to set. Cody Kirby dropping back. Here comes the blitz. Kirby in trouble. He's hit all the way back at the 25, and now to even attempt you have to attempt a lot longer field goal now instead of what would have been a pretty sure one for the Nebraska Danger.
And now you're kind of in that logo area, too, to where that makes it even tougher because you got to set that plant foot right on these logos that have been moving tonight. They're not as tight to the field as a lot of places are, so that plant foot, you could be sliding on that one.
So it started so promisingly. Nebraska got that big pass play to Reeves of 24 yards, but they've gone backwards 16 yards on their last 2 plays as Cody Kirby sacked twice. And now it's going to be a long field goal attempt as Andre Piper Jordan will spot it. They've actually called timeout, have the Bemidji Axemen to preserve clock here. 2:44 to go first half.
Both teams now with 1 timeout as well.
And Bemidji thinking they can regain the lead here one way or the other. even if Joe Houston boots it through.
It's going to be interesting coming off this logo. This logo has been in question all day down here. So right off that Palace Casino logo down on the field.
A 40-yard, not only the snap, but the spot, both on different logos. It's a 40-yard field goal attempt from Joe Houston. He's got the distance, and it hits the left upright. No good. Man, oh man, what a tough break for Nebraska. Joe Houston just missed it. Hit the left upright, did not go through, and it's still tied at 28-28. Ball will be spotted at the 5-yard line on the missed field goal, and it is still a tie ball game. So it'll be Bemidji with the ball, first down and 10 at the 5 at Danger D. Did the job last time. They'll be called to the forefront again with 2:38 to go.
Tough break not to get any points out of that off that turnover for that Danger defense. Usually when we get those big turnovers, something like that, the offense responds with something, and that time just got shut down by this Bemidji team.
And they had it first down at the 12-yard line. 2 huge losses. And if that's anywhere inside the 25, that ball goes right through. Now, back at the 5-yard line and movement up front. This will be half the distance to goal line after the procedure call against Cadre Pinder, who actually played the preseason game with Nebraska before being released. And they got picked up by Bemidji, the rookie out of Lindenwood. That'll be the 4th penalty of the ball game for 43 yards for the Bemidji Axemen. Ball spotted back at the 2.5-yard line. Now first down. That Danger D would love to find a way to force another turnover, maybe score defensively. They put up 2 touchdowns a week ago in that victory at home. They downed a very good Tri-City squad, 77-46. 4 wide receivers the set for Hunter Wankett. As Bemidji looks to regain the lead in a back-and-forth game in the opening half. Bemidji, a pass underneath. It's caught at the 10-yard line up to the 13. Nice catch and run for DeMario Pippin. It'll be second down.
And again, the Danger defense allowing Bemidji to get out of a hole. That time, just a quick 2-step drop and that quick slant off to the left of the formation, allowing them to get out and get some breathing room on this second down play.
10th pass completion of the ball game for Hunter Wankett for 143 yards. Second catch of the ball game for DeMario Pippin. As Wankett drops back to pass. Here comes the rush. Ball batted away. I think Pig Brown may have got initial hand on it. And Jamar Love, Ramon Broadway on the coverage on the intended receiver, DeMario Pippin.
There again, now it's third down. If you're the Danger secondary, play tight on the line of scrimmage here, because they've done a lot of quick formations to get these quick yards, get the first down here. So expect another short pass from this Bemidji team.
Third down and 4 yards to go. Ball spotted at the, let's call it 3. 3rd and 3, ball at the 12. They need to get at the 15. With 4 wide receivers in the set. Hunter Wankett dropping back. Here comes the rush. A look underneath. Caught. First down. Making the grab, Maurice Patterson. He's got it across the 20 to the 22. You called it. A little stop pattern 7 yards down the field. And that is a first down.
And I know our secondary, those 2 safeties back there want to play deeper. But like I said, it's been a go-to all night when they need the short yards. They've gone short with the routes as well. And that time, a lot of cushion between the receiver and the defender, allowing them to get the first down.
1 minute timeout, the 1 minute warning. They'll have traditional college timing when we come back. 28-28. Let's take a 1 minute break. You're listening to 103.1 Today FM. Let's go 1 minute here. 103.1 Today FM. 1 minute to go in the first half of a 28-28 game. The game has kind of settled down a little bit. At the 11-minute mark of this second quarter, we had 56 points on the board and haven't seen a point scored since.
Yeah, it is kind of shut down. But, again, it takes a little while for these defenses to get the tendencies of the offenses out there. And obviously you're not going to go in with the same game plan you had just 2 weeks ago against these two teams. So they're starting to get some adjustments made and getting some stops on defense. But, again, turnovers, you got to be able to capitalize on turnovers, and the danger on that last drive was not able to capitalize with any points.
Hunter Wankett now 11 out of 17, 176 yards in this opening half of play after he threw for over 200 yards and 6 touchdowns a week ago and earning Offensive Player of the Week honors in the IFL. Back to pass is Wankett, goes to Truesdale out in the flat. He's to the 20 and is hitting the dasher board at about the 17. Clock will stop with 54 seconds to go.
And I tell you what, if the Danger are going to allow this much real estate for these receivers, I'd just keep going down the field like this. You're getting yards, you're getting the first downs, you're extending this drive, keeping the offense of the Danger over there. This defense has got to adjust and jam these guys at the line of scrimmage. Force them to go deep on you and quit giving up these short yard passes.
Now hit the dasher board, but they say he was brought down to the field of play, so the clock starts after the first down. Here is a big loss. Adrian Davis makes a tackle on DeMario Pippin. They tried the quick toss to Pippin, which did not work earlier, and AD came through untouched and brings Pippin down behind the line of scrimmage. A timeout has been called by Bemidji. That is their last. Let's keep it right here. 35 seconds to go, first half.
Tell you what, thank heavens for the big wingspan that time by Adrian Davis. He almost overran that play, almost got the cutback there by the running back, but he was able to stick that left paw out there and was able to bring him down back in the backfield and forcing Bemidji to take that timeout. Big timeout to take right there with 35.6 seconds left. Now, if you need to get that field goal team out there quickly, the time's going to be running.
Adrian Davis out of Arkansas got a look with the Rams. Huge game against Tri-Cities last week. 7 tackles, 2.5 for loss, 1.5 sacks, a pass breakup. 71 tackles a year ago, including 59 of the regular season. 4th leading tackler for this Nebraska Danger squad. One of the wily veterans in the Indoor Football League. He's out there along with Claude Roten on that defensive line, along with Aronde Stanton. Pig Brown, of course, the linebacker. Kane Ellenberg entered a safety spot now as Nebraska goes with Ramon Broadway at one cornerback spot. Jamar Love out there. Darnell Terrell is on the field as well. So it looks like Joe Sampson is getting this particular playoff.
Look for the passes to be outside, going to the out of bounds.
Second down, 14, 4 wide receivers. Wankett dropping back to pass. He's flushed. He'll throw. It is caught right on the dasher board at the 5-yard line. That's a very close to a 1st and 10. Nice catch for Ryan Ballantyne. I'll tell you, they're so much more explosive with guys like Ballantyne and Truesdale in the lineup. It's 1st and goal with 29 seconds to go.
And I tell you what, it shows a lot with Hunter Wankett and the confidence he has after that last game. And they did not stop the clock. They did not say he gave himself up out of bounds. So the clock is running right now. And Hunter Wankett having to adjust some guys, taking a lot of time here.
13, 12 seconds to go. High motion, back to passes Wankett. Here comes the blitz, a throw out to Pippin. He can't make the catch. 8 seconds to go. Valuable time running. Yeah, you called it, Eric. Yeah, it looked like he hit the dasher board, but they did not stop the clock.
You've got to show yourself giving up. And that time, like you said, he hit the dasher, but it was the pass led him to the dasher. He didn't give himself up, bounces back into the field of play, and Danger fortunately put a hand on him, so they tackle him inbounds. And like I said, they used their last time out with 35 seconds left, and took a lot of time that time on that play. Now there's only 8.4 seconds.
The Danger defense a week ago. Claude Roten came in and made a quarterback sack right before the end of the first half to keep Tri-Cities out of the end zone. How about a repeat right here? You'd love to find a way to get him with no points. A stoppage in the field of play. They could do it right here. Wankett dropping back to pass. Throws it toward the end zone and out of bounds as that one bounces high. And we see
Claude Roten again with the pressure, like you said, came right in on Hunter Wankett, forcing him to throw that ball high and out of bounds.
So it's going to bring up 3rd down, 5 seconds to go now.
And the conservative Coach Fuller is going to go with the kick here instead of trying to gamble and maybe get one more play before having to kick that field goal.
Well, he watched that game film a week ago, I'm sure, and he does not want to come away with no points. He would, I mean, it'd be a big momentum boost after Nebraska had it first down and 10 at the 12 against Bemidji, didn't score. If the Axemen score right here, they take all the momentum of the locker room, and they get the ball to open the second half.
Coach Pointer said, we're going to block field goals tonight. This would be a great one to get first off.
Blanket is the holder. Here's the snap. The kick is up, and it is good. 2.5 seconds to go, so the Danger will have a chance at a return, but they trail it now, 31-28. Let's keep it right here.
And I'm assuming Bemidji will kick this along the turf here. We have a group that can make a kickoff return. We had one last week. Granted, it was with Troy Evans in there, but we've got a good kickoff return team these past couple weeks. We can maybe get this thing to the end zone.
That would be nice, but a nice job for this squad from Bemidji to take it down the field and get a field goal.
Sorry, but another thing to do is get the ball and go down right away. Give yourself up. Maybe give Joe Houston an opportunity to maybe kick a field goal to tie it up going into the half.
Joe hit the left upright his last time, and for the year, Joe now just 3 out of 12 on the year. His longest just 34 yards. He hasn't really gotten it going this year in the field goal.
And if you can pick that ball up cleanly and go down, there's enough time here to where you can do that and leave some time on the clock to be able to kick the field goal.
So we'll see how the Danger plant. Still a lot of football to be played with 2.4 seconds remaining. The Axemen have regained the lead. Danger up by 2 scores. They were down by a touchdown, and now it's Bemidji on top, 31-28.
After I was thinking of that, now I bet he'll probably kick it high, force him to go into the end zone and return it out of there and take that time off that clock.
Josiah Powell, we'll see what happens. The 180-pounder out of St. Olaf's College. Played for the Wyoming Cavalry last year. And now here comes the kickoff. This one will be squibbed, and it is going to be picked up. And now a knee is taken. You called it, Eric, at the 18-yard line with 0.9 seconds to go. Jamar Love will give Joe Houston an opportunity to tie it with a long field goal.
And when I started thinking about that, that's just a bonehead play by Bemidji. Kick it high because you cannot take a knee in the end zone because that would be a rouge point. Kick it in the end zone, force him to take it out. That takes that 2.3 seconds off, and you're going into that blocker at halftime.
But it is still a long one and certainly not a chip shot for Nebraska. This one will come back at the 12.5-yard line. It will be a 47-yard field goal attempt from Joe Houston. 47-yarder out of the hold of Andre Piper Jordan. This one is up, and it is no good. Missed it to the right. So the first half is over, and the Bemidji Axemen will take the momentum to the locker room. 31-28, Bemidji. A 2-minute timeout. Halftime is next. You're listening to 103.1 Today FM. 2 minutes here, 2 minutes.
That was ugly. Hey, number one, that's been so far up the field. Yeah, he's getting way up the field. He's only up a inch off to the right.
Yep, 2 minutes here. I'll come back. I'll talk a little bit, take another 1 minute and go to around the IFL.
Pig Brown with 8 tackles.
This is the what? Okay.
Pig Brown with 8 tackles.
Okay. I'm going to go look at stats here after you get done with there. Okay. 1031 Today FM. Steve Stein, studio engineer Bill Dixon, Eric Williams alongside. An entertaining first half, maybe a frustrating first half for the Nebraska Danger. Take a 14-0 lead. Feel like you really want to put your pedal to the metal. It just didn't happen today. And I'll tell you, Bemidji looks to be a lot better football team today than they were when these two teams met a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and this is definitely not what you wanted. I know you're only down 3 if you're the Nebraska Danger on the road, but you could play a lot better than you did that first half. There was a lot of sloppy plays, both sides of the football. So a lot of regrouping, a lot of adjusting in that locker room, and hopefully come out stronger in that first half. But again, give credit to this young Bemidji team. They put up a lot of points last week against the Wyoming Cavalry. They're taking that confidence and coming right into this game. They're not afraid of a high-powered team and a dominant team like the Nebraska Danger have been the last few weeks. So, yeah, they're playing really good football right now, is the Bemidji Axemen.
The Danger averaging, giving up 36 points per ball game. They're averaging 51 points a game, and Bemidji's got 31 on the board at the half. Danger couldn't get off to a much better start as they took the opening kick, 3 plays, 30 yards, 1-yard run from Mo Avery. It was 7-0. Then Cody Kirby hit Mo Avery on a deflected ball that went for 45 yards. Danger led at 14-0 just 4 minutes in. Bemidji came right back, though. Hunter Wankett hit Demario Pippin on an 11-yard strike, and that made it 14-7. Danger turned away on a missed field goal, and Wankett hit Warren Matthews on a 45-yard scoring play. That made it 14-all. Danger regained the lead at the end of the first quarter. 5:13 to go. Cody Kirby 23-yard run, and the Danger had the lead after the first 15 minutes. But then the Axemen back-to-back touchdowns. Wankett hitting Ryan Ballantyne on a 19-yard scoring strike, and then Wankett to Nick Truesdale from 45 yards out. And 2 minutes into the second quarter, it was 28-21. Danger came back with a 32-yard pass play from Kirby to Farquharson. And then the game kind of settled down a little bit. Both teams missing some opportunities. Danger missed a field goal. Axemen came down, drove it from their own 5-yard line. Got a field goal with 3 seconds to go from Josiah Powell. And then the Danger had a chance to get a field goal, but it sailed wide to the right. And at halftime, the Axemen 31, the Danger 28. Still to come, we will meet a Danger player. But when we come back, it will be Around the IFL with Brad Fosberg. We'll do that in 1 minute. You're listening to Danger Football from 1031 Today FM. All right, 1 minute, and then you'll take it there. I'm going to hit the restroom. Oh, cool. Thanks.
Well, bummer. I don't know if we can win this or not. This just looks like a typical road game for us. Yep. Just flat.
I'll have an interview here. Play another minute, man. Play another minute. My recorder just decided to lose battery power, so give me one more minute. Make sure I got it in.
You are listening to 103.1 Today FM on Meet the...
I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready. And then we'll take 2 after this. It's about a 5-minute interview, so we'll go 2 after this interview.
You are listening to 103.1 Today FM, our Meet the Danger, featuring one of the offensive linemen, and why not? Anytime you get a 100-yard rusher in the IFL, got to give some love to those big guys up front. Travis Turner, who's actually the little guy. You got a couple 330-pounders. Travis listed at only 324, with Eddie and Darius at 330. You got to get on the buffet line.
No, I don't want to be too heavy though. But I do love food though, so.
Well, it's great to have you in Grand Island. Tell us a bit about your background, how you came to be a Nebraska Danger player.
Well, coming out of college, played for Pittsburgh for a little bit. Played mid-season with 2 AFL teams the last 2 years. Just kind of got lucky as far as the connections as far as to this team. I feel like everything happens for a reason, and most definitely this was a good choice to come to. Good organization, great head coach, great owner, so great teammates. So, I'm just ready to go. I'm amped up about it, though.
How much different on an offensive line standpoint is it playing the outdoor game as opposed to the indoor game?
Well, of course, it's not 100 yards. It's a little bit similar because, we're not running, 15 yards, 20 yards down the field. It's always going to be the ball carrier. But different-wise, it's just a shorter path to the quarterback, so you kind of got a more short set the guy. With outdoor league, you got a lot more space, so you can kick maybe about 2 or 3 more kicks or whatever to, protect your quarterback. So I would say that'd be the only difference.
Tell you what, you guys had a really good game up front. The coordination of that offensive line, the unit, are you guys kind of getting into a rhythm? It seemed like both pass blocking and run blocking was really a great game against a very good Tri-Cities team a week ago.
Yes, sir. We most definitely get into a rhythm. As an offensive line, we know we're the core of the offense. So if we don't get anything done, no one else is going to get anything done. So me, Sav, and Eddie, we try to stay close with each other off and on the field, talking to each other about plays or different type of visions on what you're seeing on the field. Just a good collaboration for the offensive line to manifest itself into us scoring a lot of touchdowns.
A couple of UCLA guys, have they adopted you into their fraternity, even though you're an Abilene Christian guy?
They've kind of adopted me in. They're very good guys, great teammates and hard workers. So, it's been great.
What about James Pointer, the offensive line coach? Has he been a good help as you get acclimated to the indoor game?
Yes, sir. He has a good mentality as far as blocking schemes and stuff.
It sounds like he kind of knows what he's doing in terms of giving you those techniques and getting you ready to go.
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
Tell you what, you guys had a very good game this past week from an offensive line standpoint. What about life away from football? I mean, you're not making $1 million here in the IFL. Have you got yourself a job to kind of support your football habit?
Yes, sir. I currently work at Jerry Sheet Metal, the best sheet metal company ever in Grand Island. So if y'all see Jerry Sheet Metal, most definitely get your metal from there.
I was going to say, yeah, you almost had the Can you do the jingle?
I don't know the jingle.
Don't know the jingle yet, man. Still gotta learn the jingle. What about your family? Tell us a bit about your family.
I do have 3 sets of twins. My wife, soon-to-be wife, she has a lot of, 9 sets of twins in her family. So we do have, from 2008 to 2010, we had 3 sets of twins. We had 2 boys, 2 girls, and a boy and a girl. So that's kind of been my inspiration as far as playing football. I love football, but as far as when I had them at first in 2008, that's been my inspiration to kind of keep going, get money, and, provide for them.
I'll tell you what, 3 sets of twins, you probably get to football just to get away from the noise.
I'm gone so much with the football thing. I'm almost wanting to go back to it instead of trying to get it. I think that's more of her that wants to get away from it. But I most definitely love them. They always love when I come in town. So I'm waiting for the bye week so I can go home and see them.
I was going to say, probably tough to take three sets of twins on the road. Did they ever get a chance to see you play in person?
They've seen me play college ball all through college, 09 and 2010, but professional-wise, they have not because it's so difficult to get them on a plane or something. But right now, we're currently trying to get some transpo for them so they can come watch Daddy play games.
I'd say a pretty cool deal. Nebraska Danger very happy to have Travis Turner as one of the offensive linemen up front. That is our Meet the Danger Spotlight. This is Steve Stein. You're listening to 103.1 Today FM.
2 minutes here, 2 minutes. We'll be ready. It's 103.1 Today FM, KKJK, Ravenna, Grand Island, Hastings, Kearney, Steve Stein, our studio engineer today, Bill Dixon, Eric Williams alongside. You're listening to the halftime show brought to you by Sluggers, Nebraska trailing at 31-28. Stats kind of controlled by the Axemen, and maybe a bit of a surprise after the way this game started with Nebraska up 14-0 early, but the Axemen 232 yards against just 129 for the Danger. Nebraska for this year giving up just 196 yards per game. The last time these two teams met, Bemidji had a total of 136 yards. That was the fewest against a Danger team in history. But not today. How about Hunter Wankett? Goes 13 out of 21 in the first half, 203 yards, 4 touchdowns. Wankett rushing the football, 4 for 20. Warren Matthews, 4 for 9. Demario Pippin, 3 for 0 yards. And the newcomers have been really big. Not necessarily newcomers. Ryan Ballantyne was a great player for Green Bay last year. He got a CFL look, but he was off at a CFL tryout, so didn't play when these two teams met the last time. And Ballantyne, 1 catch, 19 yards, a touchdown. Warren Matthews, 2 catches, 46 yards, a touchdown. Demario Pippin, 2 catches, 20 yards, and a touchdown. Maurice Patterson, 2 catches, 15 yards. And Nick Truesdale, who was just signed on Wednesday, the Cincinnati product, 5 catches, 79 yards, making 89 yards, and a touchdown. So 4 different receivers have TDs for the Bemidji Axemen. The Nebraska Danger with Cody Kirby throwing 8 out of 12, 146 yards, throwing the sacks, though, and he's got 125 yards passing. 24 yards rushing for Nebraska. That's been it. 2 carries for 6 yards for Mo Avery. Troy Evans, 2 carries minus 2 yards. Cody Kirby, 2 carries, 17 yards, and a touchdown. Maurice Avery, 1 catch, 45 yards, a TD. Kane Farkason, 1 catch, 31 yards, touchdown. Andre Piper Jordan, 3 catches, 41 yards. Troy Evans, 1 catch, 7 yards. And Troy Reeves, 2 catches, 29 yards. Steve Stein, Eric Williams with us now. The biggest development maybe, the fact that Troy Evans will not return, a leg injury, and that is big news for Nebraska, but you have to overcome a lot of stuff on the road. They're in the ball game, but they just need to find a way to put it all together against a much improved Bemidji Axemen squad.
Yeah, definitely. There needs to be a lot of adjustments made at that halftime right there, and here we're going to see the defense right off the shoot here. Bemidji won the coin toss, elected to defer, so they get the ball to start the second half. Here's a chance to open up the second half with a big statement drive here by this defense.
And you look at the way the final minute of that first half went, it's very similar in a lot of ways to the Sioux Falls game, where Nebraska had a chance to put points on the board late in the first half, didn't do it. Sioux Falls did. And now in that case, they took a 2-touchdown lead and were never headed in the second half. This time, Nebraska had a chance to take the lead. Couldn't do it. Had a good field position, missed a field goal then after a couple of sacks, and then even had another chance to tie it, but missed a long field goal. Bemidji able to get points out of their last possession. Now, fortunately, it was just a field goal, so it's just a 3-point game. And we'll see how Joe Houston attacks this kick return team. 2 deep men back for Bemidji. Very seldom see that in the IFL, but 2 deep men back at the goal line for this Bemidji squad, with one of those guys being DeMarcus Washington. Here comes the kick. It is a line drive through the hands of the guy who ended up coming and trying to be the up man, Oliver Davis, and then picked up by Washington, who sidesteps one man, gets a block, comes across the 15, he's all the way to the 20. A nice return for Washington. They'll mark him at the 21 before Kane Ellenberg and Ramon Broadway make the hit for Nebraska.
And it looked like that time that the Danger had him contained. He's able to roll out and still get some good yards. Good field position to start this drive for Bemidji.
Danger D, they did force 1 turnover. Danger offense committed 1 turnover. Penalties, 1 for 15 for Nebraska. Bemidji, 4 for 43. Early second half, and we'll see what Nebraska Danger's defense can get done. It looks like they'll start Gervonta Jackson on the D-line, as we'll also see Claude Roten out there and Aronde Stanton. Those are your front 3. Near side cornerback is Ramon Broadway. As trips to the near side for the squad from Bemidji. And they're going to run the football right up the middle with Warren Matthews. Comes across the 20, and then he's pulled back. Gervonta Jackson on the stop for Nebraska.
And Jackson crashing down the line again on that zone option read. And a decent push that time by the Bemidji Axemen, but only gained a couple yards.
They'll actually spot it only at the 21.5-yard line, as they'll give him just about 1.5, second down, and we'll call it 8 yards to go. 2 wide receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Matthews in there, the running back with Wankett on second down. Wankett dropping back to pass, has time, throws it toward the end zone, wide open, but through the hands of the intended receiver, Maurice Patterson, who went head over heels over the dasher board. Just kind of short-armed it there. He was open, and it's going to bring up third down and 8.
I've seen a couple times he's thrown sidearm, but I tell you what, again, nobody back there for the Danger defense. Just split right down the middle of the safeties, and that's a huge bonus that time for the Danger. That should have been 6 points with Bemidji.
See if they can take advantage of that. As Joe Sampson in there at a cornerback spot. Darnell Terrell going to get a breather here as he exits the game. Kane Ellenberg again at a defensive back spot. I mentioned Ramon Broadway. The other side cornerback is Jamar Love with Ellenberg and Sampson the safeties. High motion back to pass is Wankett. Wankett steps up, looking to run it. Does so. 25-yard line, 20 to the Nebraska 18. That's a first down. A scramble for Hunter Wankett of 10 yards, and Bemidji keeps the ball.
And again, another third and long play, and they're able to get the first down and extend the drive. Good job again, Wankett pulling that ball down, finding the hole in that defensive line, and tucking it up and running across the midfield and getting the first.
Hunter Wankett, 5 carries, 30 yards to go, along with 203 yards passing. First and 10 at the Nebraska 19. First series the second half for the Bemidji Axemen, leading at 31-28. Trying to avenge an earlier loss in Grand Island. 4 wide receivers in the set. Low snap. Wankett's got it. Throws over the middle. Caught. It's going to be taken in and brought down. And Maurice Patterson's got it at the 10. Takes it all the way to the 6. That's a first down for Bemidji.
And the offensive line that time for Bemidji cut block the entire defensive line for the Danger. Pig Brown comes in on the blitz, leaves a hole over the middle, and Hunter Wankett finds the receiver, gets the first down inside the 10-yard line.
3 catches, 27 yards for Maurice Patterson. He's a product of the University of Nevada, played for the Wyoming Cavalry last year. Teammates with Danger running back Troy Evans. Evans out for the ball game with an injury in that first half. First down goal at the 6-yard line of Nebraska. High motion both sides. Hand off to Matthews. Gets a great block, and he is going to carry it into the end zone for a Bemidji touchdown. An impressive drive for the Axemen as they drive it right down the field for 6.
Stanton that tire. Javante Jackson looks like couldn't get outside the running back that time to force him back into the inside. And the Bemidji Axemen come out in this second half and get the touchdown and get that two-possession lead against the Danger.
First time they've had the two-possession lead. 11:59 to go in the third quarter of play as they drive it 30 yards for a touchdown. An impressive drive as Warren Matthews is in the end zone. The last time, he carried it 9 times for just 17 yards. He's got 16 yards on 6 carries this time. He scored twice against the Danger this year. 37-28. Nebraska limited this Bemidji squad to the teens the last time, and now they'd like to kick the extra point, but they got the disco ball going right now. They need to get the lights back on for that PAT. That's a delay of game, isn't it?
Play clock was down to 4 seconds, and it's still dark in here.
So if they've stopped
maybe
the play,
they cut the power so they can win the game on a
technicality, huh? Oh, man. So now they got...
Coach Fuller's kind of embarrassed by this. Can't get the lights back up here.
That's a bummer. Yeah, they dim the lights, and now they bring the lights back up.
Sarcastic cheer.
Just happy for power. Yeah, they dim the lights after every touchdown so they can do their little disco dance.
And really, they don't dim them. They just put those flaps over them so the lights are still going. They just got to mechanically lift those flaps, kind of like what the Heartland Event Center's like as well.
Josiah Powell try to attempt the PAT out of the hold of Hunter Wankett. Here's the snap. High snap. Wankett goes up to get it. Spot kick. Good. Great job for Wankett to save that. And it is a 10-point lead now. 38-28 for Bemidji. Let's take a 30-second break. You're listening to 103.1 today, FM. Six plays, 30 yards, a 6-yard run from Warren Matthews. 38-28, biggest lead of the game now for the Axemen. And Danger Football is brought to you by Kramer's Iron Company and Wrecker Service, Ryder Rosacker, McEwen, Houston, and Stoltenberg Irrigation. 38-28. Danger D, the character called to the forefront right here. It's been a team that when they've taken the lead, they've kind of been able to go on to victory. They trailed the second half only 2 times this year. The other time they lost. So let's see what happens now as the offense is going to be called to the forefront with Josiah Powell teeing it up. This was a Danger squad which jumped out 14-0. Bemidji, though, a nice comeback in that second quarter, and now they own a 2-score lead. A line drive going to be caught by Jamar Love at the 15. Comes across the 20, 25, looking for room. And it'll be hit down right at midfield. Trying to find that second seam. Couldn't get it done. Good special teams tackle made by Derek Rose. And now Nebraska's offense takes the field.
And here's where this offense is going to have to carry this football team. The Danger defense struggling tonight so far. Offense has got to find that click here and get some points on the board. Keep this team in the game.
Cody Kirby, the second-year player out of Missouri State. Rookie of the year for Chicago last year. And trying to find a way to bring his team from behind. The last time he played against the Bemidji Axemen, he directed his team to victory and was the conference player of the week. 206 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and rushed for 73 yards at his score. Danger a little bit confused on the offense, and the play clock reads 4, 3. Here's the snap. Kirby dropping back to pass, looks to the near side, caught by Andre Piper Jordan. A gain across the 20-yard line to about the 19. That's 6 for Nebraska.
Cody Kirby firing that ball in there. Piper's lucky to hang on to that one. Almost went right through his hands into about the second row there, but he's fortunate to hang on. Now it's second and about 4.
Andre Piper Jordan never played college football. He was a baseball prospect with the Oakland A's after coming out of high school in the Seattle area. and just picked up the indoor football game a few years ago. Danger happy to have him after he played for the Everett Raptors. Back to pass is Kirby. Pressure's on. Look down the far sideline. It's incomplete. Perfect coverage there is Andre Piper Jordan running stride for stride with Adam Lucas, the rookie from Tuskegee.
This secondary's played a heck of a football game for Bemidji. That time staying one-on-one with Piper Jordan all the way down the field, and there's really nowhere for Piper Jordan to be able to catch that football.
Huge couple of plays right here. Third down and what's probably four-down territory, down by 10 points at 38-28, 10:49 to go in this third quarter. The Axemen 38, the Danger 28. First series for Nebraska in the second half. Danger mixing and matching here without Troy Evans in the lineup. They'll go with four wide receivers. Third down and 5. High motion from left to right. Back to pass is Cody Kirby. Kirby had his pass batted out of the air. Jory Johnson with his second such play of the day for Bemidji. And it's fourth down, and we'll see what the Nebraska Danger elect to do.
Tell you what, here's a stat that pretty much sums up this entire game right now. After that third down play, the Danger are 0 for 5 on third downs. Bemidji Axemen 6 for 8.
Yeah.
And you just they're able to stop us on the third downs, and the Danger have not been able to capitalize and stop the Bemidji Axemen on third down.
Danger want points. They're going to try for 3 here. This will be a 34-yard field goal attempt. Williams is the deep snapper. Andre Piper Jordan the holder. Joe Houston trying to find a way to get one through, and we see whistles and a timeout for Nebraska. Boy, the Danger have to burn a timeout, down by 10. Let's keep it right
Didn't have
here.
a guy on the right side of the line over here, so we didn't have enough guys on the line, have to burn a timeout.
Man, oh,
Wheels
man,
are falling off in a hurry.
Still down by only 10, but needing to find a way to get points on the board right here, and they have to use a timeout. 9:47 to go, third quarter play. The Bemidji Axemen score on their first series to go up 38-28. The 6-yard Warren Matthews run. Nebraska has the ball at midfield and cannot get a first down. Bemidji on top by 10. And things not going well for Nebraska with a tough road trip on the horizon. They'll be at Colorado a week from Sunday. A Colorado Ice squad which is only 1-2, but that's pretty deceiving because both of their losses have come to Sioux Falls. Matter of fact, the Intense Conference has just been beaten up by Sioux Falls with Tri-Cities losing, Colorado losing twice, Nebraska losing. Now Joe Houston on to attempt the field goal from 34 yards out. Here's the snap, the spot, the kick is blocked. It is blocked, it's loose down in the end zone, and this will be a dead ball, and the ball will go to the 5-yard line. How about that? Bemidji special teams, Dixie Wooten on to give his team high five, and now the Danger defense really needs to stop, or this could really start getting away.
Yeah, and that looked like Cesar Rodriguez for the Bemidji Axemen just basically bull rushing our line into that kick, and it really went off our guys. So, just things are absolutely just not going well for the Danger on the road.
Do you have a second gear? Do you have a find a way to fight your way through adversity? So far, not so much. We'll have to see how it goes here with 9:41 to go in the third quarter play. A Nebraska Danger team which led this game 14-0. What are the keys to the game? Can you get off to a good start? Danger did it, but it has been rugged since then. Pistol formation for Hunter Wankett. Now the playbook entirely open, up by 10 with the football. And Wankett will hand it off to Matthews, off right side. He'll get to the 7-8-yard line after starting from the 5. They may be milking some clock here now, leading it by 10.
I have a feeling that you're going to see a lot of handing that football off by Coach Fuller here. Like you said, just milk this clock down, just keep grinding this team, get some first downs out of it, and then either put a field goal in or a touchdown. But they're just going to milk this clock for all it's worth right now.
9:12 to go, still third quarter play, so plenty of time here. And like I say, they're not afraid of third downs because Hunter Wankett's been excellent on third down. Wide receivers either side, 3 to the near side. That's the wide side of the field on second down and 7. High motion, back to pass. Wankett looks over the middle. Nice catch on the grab, just shy of the 1st and 10. Ryan Ballantyne. And what a big performer he is for this Bemidji squad. And then squirting forward, Ballantyne made the catch, wasn't touched, so he rolled forward to get the 1st and 10 up at the 16.
And again, no adjustments on this secondary. Again, the Bemidji Axemen just going 6 yards out, and there's just tons of room between him and the defender. We're not coming up and jamming him at the line of scrimmage either.
First down and 10 at the 16-yard line, 38-28 Axemen. Danger at one point led this game 14-0. 3 wide receivers far side, 1 to the near side, empty backfield. Hunter Wankett sends the high motion, drops back to pass, looks out in the flat. They wanted the bubble screen, incomplete pass as DeMario Pippin, the intended receiver, but couldn't bring it in. Pass right at his feet. It's going to bring up second down and 10.
Love nearly picked that one off as he was making the tackle. It just fell right into his chest, but then went down to the turf. And like you said, now it's 2nd and 10. Need to make a stop here.
Ball spotted at the 16-yard line. Still plenty of time if your defense can make a few stops. 38-28. I mean, you saw Bemidji battle back, but that danger has gone missing. They have failed to score anything. 5 out of 6 possessions. You cannot do that in the indoor game and hope to win games on a consistent basis. Here is Wankett dropping back to pass. Steps up, he's sacked. Claude Roten got there first, got finished off by the Nebraska danger defensive end, Adrian Davis, and a player for Bemidji slow to get to his feet. That's Sean Kennedy. 3rd down, and can you find a way to stop him on 3rd down, Eric?
Yep, here's a 3rd and long again, and a good play that time by Roten. Getting the timing of that play, he actually was off at the snap of that football and just beat the right guard over there and made the sack. But again, like you said, 3rd and long here, you got to get a stop here.
Remember, they converted a 3rd and 19 for a first down to set up their field goal. They converted 3rd and 10 from their own 5, a 45-yard touchdown pass in that first half. Wankett sends high motion to the far side, drops back to pass. Here comes the heat. Now they throw underneath. It's caught across the 15 to the 20-yard line, shy of a first down, as making the grab was Warren Matthews. He'll pick up 8, maybe get 9. It's going to bring up 4th down, rather.
And a great job by the veteran Pig Brown that time of keeping him to the outside, forcing him to take that outside route, not let it come back into the middle, and then force him against that dasher board, using that dasher boards as a 9th man on defense.
So a 9-yard pickup, but not enough for a first down. So a long field goal attempt is going to be coming. This will be a 44-yarder off the leg of Josiah Powell. Powell hit a field goal right before the end of the first half, trying to make it a 13-point lead. The snap, the kick, it's got the distance, and it is no good. Missed it to the left. 38-28, so the danger D, they passed the first test. Now can the offense find a way?
Yep, and you know, it's just the confidence right now on this offense. You know you can score. We've done it every game, and now it's just getting that confidence back and getting that swagger to go here. Again, you're at your 5. You got a long way to go. You got 45 yards to take this in, but it's a spot where you got to get points on the board.
Last time these two teams met, Danger had 306 yards of offense, one of their best offensive games in their team's history, thanks in part to a string of 45-yard drives. There's the timeout on the field. Let's keep it right here and let you know that Danger Football is brought to you by Stubby's Alibi and Sports Lounge, T-shirt engineers, and sluggers. It's 38-28. Earlier today, the Baylor basketballers downing Nebraska 74-60. It'll be Creighton and Baylor in the second round down in San Antonio as Creighton beat Louisiana Lafayette 76-66. And to cap the day of Nebraska sports, the Husker baseballers gave up a 1-run lead in the 9th inning as Iowa rallied for a 2-1 victory. Those two teams will play tomorrow and Sunday. No coverage of Husker baseball tomorrow. We'll feature Husker women's basketball as Nebraska women take on Fresno State. The game to be broadcast both on KRGI and 97.3 The Wolf, with the pregame at 2:30. We will have Husker baseball coming up on Sunday. If the Nebraska women win tomorrow, they would play Monday. We'd have that game from KRGI and The Wolf as well. 38-28, still plenty of time, and you just hope there's no panic on that Nebraska sideline. I know, like I say, you start losing on the road, and as broadcasters, we have to remind everybody that Nebraska now 5-18 in their history on the road. They're 18-8 coming into this year, so now 21-8 at home, and that's life in the IFL. I mean, you know, most teams are that way. You've got the home crowd. A lot of times calls go your way. You've got the long road trips. You just have to find a way to battle through it. Some teams can do it. Most teams can't. Most teams find it hard to win on the road in the IFL. That's what makes it fun. That's what makes the challenge there. I mean, so many teams losing 3-4 games last year because it was hard to win away from the home field. That's why what Sioux Falls has done early in this year, winning at Colorado, winning at Tri-Cities, they have really taken a stranglehold on this indoor football league already this year. 5:58 remaining in the third quarter play. 38-28. Axemen over the Danger. Two wide receivers to the near side. Mo Avery into the running back just to the left of Cody Kirby. And back to pass is Kirby. They'll throw it out in the flat. Mo Avery at the 10-yard line to the 15. He just takes on a defender and rushes all the way to the 23-yard line. How about Mo Avery in that big collision with Maurice Roll?
Yeah, I think there was a little aggression that time by Mo Avery coming out on that hit by Roll. Just blows Roll up and gets that first down. Another swing pass that time for Cody Kirby out to Mo Avery. And again, a wide receiver normally, but playing that running back spot, but it's got some size from that running back position.
Again, no Troy Evans. Out with a leg injury in that first half of play. Back to pass Kirby. Here comes the rush. They'll get it to Avery again. 25-yard line. Roll again. Coming up to make the hit. And ball spotted about the 20-yard line of Bemidji. A pickup of about 8 more.
Coach Dixie Woods is getting a little fed up with Roll. Early in this game, he was kind of mirroring that running back coming out of that backfield. He's getting a little lazy with it right now, and that's allowing big plays coming from that running back.
He was in camp with the Nebraska Danger, the Louisiana Lafayette product. He had an interception, actually, in that game against Lincoln. But Danger with a lot of returnees in that defensive backfield. Here's Kirby. Looks out in the flat. Nice catch for Andre Piper. Jordan keeps those legs churning. Got away, but they say he's pushed against the dash boards, the 15-yard line. What an effort for Andre Piper Jordan. It'll go just as a 4-yard pass completion, but that's a first down.
And that catch was a difficult one. It was to his hip, almost like it was deflected away, but it landed at the right hip, so he was falling away from that pass and was still able to catch that football.
Huge series for Nebraska. They started back at their own 5, trying to finish the drive here. Third quarter winding down, 38-28. Bemidji on top of Nebraska.
This is about the spot you've been hitting a wall from that second quarter on, inside or just shy of the 15-yard line here.
3 wide receivers far side. Kirby drops back to pass. Here comes the rush. A throw inside the 5 to the 2. Great catch. Chip Reeves has got himself a first down at the 4-yard line of Bemidji.
Yep, Chip Reeves coming across the field that time. Coming from the right side, going clear to the left, up against the dasher boards, and way to hang on to that football as he took contact into the dasher.
Ball will be spotted down at the 4-yard line. It's first down and goal, Nebraska. Now 193 yards passing for Cody Kirby. He's 13 out of 19. And Reeves makes his 3rd catch of the day for 36 yards. Danger really need to get 6 on the board right here. As play clock winding down, 8-7 seconds to go. Back to pass is Kirby. Wants to run, steps up inside the 5 and battles his way to the 2 before being hit into the dasher board. It'll be second down and goal for Nebraska.
Yep, quick decision that time of tucking that ball up. Thought he might have a hole clear to the end zone. Just shy of it, about the 1-yard line here. And now several options here if you're Coach Dave Camara of how to get this ball in the end zone.
Has 4 rushes for 23 yards. He's been sacked 3 times for minus 21.
You had that pitch play already to Mo Avery on that swing from the high motion. Look to see that maybe again right here as well.
Big series here for Nebraska. The offense trying to make it a 1-score game. Reeves to the far side. Farquharson and Piper Jordan to the near side. Avery just to the right of Cody Kirby. Kirby wants to run. Student body right. Cody Kirby. Touchdown! Touchdown, Nebraska. Oh, the far side guy called touchdown. The near side guy spotted it inside the 1. Oh my, and they've spotted it. The far side man said touchdown.
The umpire actually was coming across, so he still had a good angle at that. It looked like it crossed the line as it was coming down, as his knee came down.
Here's a quarterback sneak. Cody Kirby stopped. He stuffed inside the 1. Wow, and it comes down to 4th down for Nebraska, trying to find a way. 2 minutes to go in the third. 38-28. Nebraska trying to find a way to score a TD here.
Wow.
So 2 times the Danger have been stopped at the 1-yard line. Now what do?
Clock's running. You got to get going.
Play clock reads 14, 13. The play just now getting into the Danger huddle.
You've already burned a timeout. You've already burned 1 timeout here.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They get it off. A toss to Avery. He wills his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Bemidji, they had it read perfectly. And now there is fisticuffs after the play, and we have all kinds of problems now. Avery, boy, they had that defended so well, but Avery just would not be denied the run for Maurice Avery, and now we'll have to sort this baby all out.
And that could be 2 personal fouls on Turner.
There's 3
flags. We're already down 19 guys. You get 2 personal fouls, you're disqualified from the game.
And that is your offensive lineman.
And you're already down 1 guy with an injury, so now you could be down 18. This could be a big call here for the Danger.
1:25 to go in the third quarter of play. I guess the good news is, let's start with that. It wasn't easy, but give a 1-yard run to Maurice Avery. Travis Turner, after the play, there was all kinds of pushing and shoving. And then perhaps punches thrown before it was all said and done. Danger drive at 45 yards.
But the rule is 2 personal fouls and you're DQ'd, so...
38-34 is the score at this point as the officials are talking things over at the goal line. 38-34 Nebraska has pulled back to within 4. And I know Turner, he's a guy that likes to protect his guys. And Mo Avery was kind of roughed up a little bit after Maurice scored. Unsportsmanlike conduct on both sides. Offsetting penalties. The Danger again. Probably catch a break. They'll try at the PAT when all is said and done. And Robert Fuller's not happy.
And I don't know who they called it on the Danger. I couldn't hear, but it looks like Turner might be staying in this ball game right now.
That's really good news for the Nebraska Danger. As like I say, they have 3 official offensive linemen. It'd probably be Gervonta Jackson who would be called upon if they lost an O lineman. But now, a great drive. Danger on the ropes here on the road, and they get a 45-yard drive. And on 4th down and goal, Maurice Avery, who does so many things well, willed his way into the end zone when he got hit at about the 2 and just took it on in. Joe Houston tries to make it a 3-point game. The snap from Williams. Good spot from Piper Jordan. The extra point is right down the middle. 38-35. Danger within 3. Let's take a 30-second break. You're listening to 103.1 Today FM. Woo!
He took the offsetting penalties in the first quarter just on Turner. I don't know. Did he call it on Turner? I don't think he did either. But it was Turner throwing the punches.
Maurice Avery with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the ball game, and the Nebraska Danger have now taken a 38, or have now fought back to trail it 38-35. Still 1:25 to go in the third. That was a good gut check drive for a Danger offense, which had been scuffling, and even getting it inside the 5-yard line. It wasn't easy, but they scored.
Yeah, and a lot of willpower that time by Mo Avery. He's been showing some anger on that bench, trying to get some guys going, and a little frustration. That first play where they had the swing route out here, and he just ran over roll, just kind of showed the aggression that he had, and the will, like you said, clock winding down on that play clock. You didn't want to burn another timeout. You already had to waste one because you didn't have guys out there for a field goal. So you already wasted one, didn't want to waste another one there, and he's able to will himself into the end zone like he did for the touchdown. A big touchdown, good drive from the 5-yard line, so going 45 yards. Great job that time of the offense, taking advantage of the stop by the defense.
Yep, that defense was able to stop the Bemidji Axemen after they had started from their own 5-yard line, and a missed field goal gave Nebraska the ball at their own 5-yard line, drove it down the field. It took 4 plays inside the 5-yard line to get it done. Joe Houston has it teed up. We'll see if that special teams can have a successful play. And Bemidji leading it by 3 here late in the third quarter. This one a bouncer off the dasher board, going to be picked up as bringing it will be Gary Wilburn. Finds a little running room across the 20, across the 25, as we see Oliver Davis instead and he'll be spotted in danger territory at the 23. Good field position for Bemidji, leading at 38-35.
Joe Houston just missed the up guy that he was trying to hit and have it ricochet back to the danger kickoff team. Unfortunately, it bounces off the wall, and Bemidji gets the good return off it and gets good field position across midfield for him.
See what the danger defense can get done. 1:19 remaining in the third quarter play. The second time that Bemidji has started in Nebraska territory. The last time they drove it in for a touchdown back in that first half of play. A seesaw battle coming down to the final 16 minutes of this one. Nebraska trying to find a road victory for the first time this year in their second road trip. Lost at Sioux Falls. Most teams will. This one was one you felt like you really needed to get against the new franchise, Bemidji. 4 wide receivers. Back to pass is Wankett. Flush from the pocket. In trouble. Now finds a little running room. Steps up and runs. Comes across midfield and gets to about the 20-yard line before Sampson and Davis get him out of bounds, but good elusiveness for Wankett to pick up about 5.
And there we made a little adjustment in the secondary. Instead of going with that cover 2 back there, we just kind of went with the cover 1. Allowed us to jam the receiver over here on this near side and kind of disrupt the route there. And Wankett that time is able to scramble and get some yards out of that play, but good coverage downfield that time by the secondary.
We'll tell you about the Offensive Player of the Week in the IFL. He threw 6 touchdown passes. He rushed for 3 as well. 9 TDs in that win over Wyoming, and he looks so much more comfortable here than he did when he played in Grand Island. Second down, 5 yards to go. Wankett dropping back to pass. Has time. Now it breaks down. Wankett throws it up for grabs. It is tipped and intercepted. Jamar Love got it on the deflection from DT. Here comes Love across the 10, 15, 20. He's up to the 25-yard line. Breaks a tackle, and he's into Bemidji territory to the 23. And then somebody comes over there. Ryan Ballantyne got in the face of Jamar Love. Tell you, it's not been fun between these two teams today. No flags fall, apparently, and the ball will go to the 23-yard line of Bemidji. First down, the defense does it again.
Tell you what, talk about knowledge as a defender. He's getting pressure, and he puts both hands on that football, make sure he doesn't lose it. But great job again. We jam the wide receiver in that high motion, disrupt the play. Good coverage downfield that time by DT. Darnell Terrell tips it up, and Love is able to get the turnover. And again, getting it out across midfield. Good field position here for this offense.
Yeah, Mr. 6 points, Jamar Love, who returned 2 interceptions for touchdowns a week ago. And now the Danger-O trying to give their team the lead. 16 seconds to go, third quarter play. 3 wide receivers near side. Mo Avery into the running back spot. And back to pass, Cody Kirby. Kirby steps up, throws down the field, wide open. Kane Farquharson, touchdown. Touchdown, Nebraska. And that quickly, the Danger have regained the lead.
There must have been some type of miscommunication in that secondary. A secondary that has played phenomenal all night. Nobody is with Kane Farquharson coming across the field from the right to the left, and Cody Kirby finds it while pressure in his face, is able to step up, make the throw to Farquharson, and now the Danger, which from the second quarter on just looked like a mess, has a lead 41-38 with 10 seconds left in this fourth quarter.
How do you not cover the first team All-IFL performer, the leading receiver in the Indoor Football League a year ago? He's got 2 catches today, both for touchdowns. Here's the PAT from Joe Houston. The spot, the kick is up. It is good. Nebraska 42, Bemidji 38. 10 seconds to go, third quarter. Let's take a 30-second break. It's 103.1 Today FM.
See what happens when we jam a guy? He's got a conservative coach. He's not going to go downfield all that long. That's just changed his entire play calling in this half right there. He's gone from milk this clock to now we got to get this offense aggressive again. I know, don't change it now.
103.1 Today FM. The Danger drive at 45 yards. Their previous series, this time one play, 23 yards. And the adjustment the Danger making also in their blocking scheme. Mo Avery again. That time he was a running back in there. He helped pick up the blitz man, allowed that wide receiver to run free. Cody Kirby hitting Kane Farquharson, and Nebraska 14 points in the last minute and 15 seconds of the game.
And I tell you what, Cody Kirby, for all the frustration tonight that he's had, he's 14 of 20 with 216 yards. He has the pick. Just a frustrating night. He's not letting it get to him and makes the big play right there.
Here's a kick, sailing toward the near sideline and out of bounds in the air. Joe Houston would like to clip the dasher board with that one. Instead, going to be pretty good field position for the Bemidji Axemen. Let's see who actually went out of bounds at about the 10, maybe outside the 10. Let's see where they end up placing the football with 10.2 seconds to go.
Because it never did hit the turf.
That's right. Never did hit the turf. Yep.
Now let's see if they put it at the 25 because we've already kicked it out of bounds once, so it's at the 20.
Yeah, probably should be at the 25.
Going to be at the 25.
Yeah, Mike Davis actually. There's your honest guy. I think he just rolled him in.
I think he's frustrated with Joe Houston and kicking that one out of bounds like he did, and said, you know what, we're gonna take that penalty because it's one of those, and they got the rule book out there on the field. How about that?
That's all right. Get it right. So the ball will be at the 25-yard line. After the initial kick that goes into the out of play untouched, your second one that goes out of play untouched in the air without hitting in the field of play will go to the 25. We also have a little blue football on the field of play back at the 2-yard line at the opposite end zone. Don't pick that baby up.
Still not in position for this.
10.2 seconds to go. Still in the third quarter play. The Danger have scored 14 in a row. And we'll see if that D can get it done again. That's Hunter Wankett throwing it up for grabs. Darnell Terrell with the deflection. Jamar Love with his third interception in 2 games. He also has a fumble recovery this year. Snap a little bit low. Wankett's got it. He's in trouble now. Throws, great catch. High to grab it out of the air. What a job for Nick Truesdale, who brings it down at the 15 and takes it to the 10. Immediate impact after signing earlier this week for Nick Truesdale. 2 guys slow to get up, including Ramon Broadway on the final play of the third quarter. We will take a break here. Fourth quarter coming your way next after a 16-yard pass play from Hunter Wankett to Nick Truesdale. A 1-minute break. You're listening to 103.1 Today FM.
One that actually landed on it.
Right in the middle.
Could get knocked out.
Yep. 103.1 Today FM. It's KKJK. Ravenna, Hastings, Grand Island, Kearney, Steve Stein, our studio engineer, Bill Dixon, Eric Williams alongside 42-38. Quite a game. Back and forth we go. Bemidji in scoring territory trying to regain the lead. The last time these two teams met, Nebraska limited Bemidji to 19 points, fewest in Nebraska team history. They limited them to 9 first downs, fewest in Nebraska team history. 136 yards, fewest in Nebraska team history, and the least passing yards, 75 yards. Bemidji today had 21 points by the 14-12 mark of the first half. It's been a little different kind of game, Eric, but the Danger in a position to win this one on the road. No style points. You find a way to win. And then we've got ourselves quite a ball game here with 15 minutes on the clock.
Honestly, with what I've seen tonight, to have a 42-38 lead is really just kind of a miracle, I think. And it just shows the talent that's on this team. But, it's definitely not one that you're going to be showing off how good you guys are, because it's been a scratch game. But give credit to Bemidji. They could have came into this one intimidated as a young group of what happened up in Grand Island. But they're coming out ready to play, and they've played a good football game for a young team. This team, at the end of the year, I think could be right there battling for a playoff spot.
Yep, top 2 in both the Intense Conference and the United Conference go to the playoffs. And like I say, they've had some great in-season signees like Nick Truesdale, getting Ryan Ballantyne back. Huge for them. Ballantyne, neither of those guys were in Grand Island, and they're just two too much more impressive weapons for Hunter Wankett to throw, and he's looked so much more comfortable. That last pass that was intercepted notwithstanding, he's just looked like the guy that we thought may battle for a starting quarterback spot for Nebraska last year.
Yeah, and actually, you know, I want to go back to a little bit. Wankett has played unbelievable the last 2 weeks, but, you know, this is really a test I think Coach Fuller's looking at and saying, you know, where do we stack up against some of these teams? You've had the wins against Green Bay and Wyoming, both teams that are looking for a win. So you kind of wonder, you know, how good are we really? And to be 42-38 in the fourth quarter against this danger team, you got to be really happy with where you're at.
And they are in a position to retake the lead. 42-38, you mentioned it, but first down at the 14-yard line of Nebraska. 3 wide receivers in the set. Back to pass. Wankett steps up, throws underneath. That is caught at the 5, down to the 3-yard line. Maurice Patterson, as he had beaten Ramon Broadway, was right behind him, but just couldn't quite stay with him. And Patterson, a nice catch, and it's first and goal at the 3.
That's been a killer all night. Is they're able to get that inside establishment against our defenders, and Wankett's been able to lead them across the field, and they're able to get some good yards out of it.
And now Wankett, 18 pass completions in 30 attempts, 260 yards. Like I say, against Nebraska the last time, he struggled. How about 11 of 23 for 80 yards in that game? I formation this time. Wide receiver to the right, wide receiver to the left. Man goes in motion. It's a handoff to Mario Pippin, and it's stripped away. It's loose, and Wankett grabs it back at the 10. Danger nearly had a chance to get it, but it will be Bemidji football. They saved the possession, but now it's second down at the 10-yard line.
And that might be a benefit for Bemidji, and Coach Fuller knows the indoor game, and you know it gives you some room to work with, and you've got a deep end zone. This is one of the bigger end zones I've seen in the league, but you've got some room to work with, so now you add a few more yards. Didn't hurt you as much, but it is third down.
As the Nebraska danger trying to find a way to get a stop right here. It will be 2 wide receivers to the far side, make it 3 to the far side, and we see a return from Warren Matthews. Shotgun formation, stepping up will be Wankett. Wankett hit at the 10 and goes down to Rondé Stanton coming up to make the hit. I think that was just second down. I think it should be third down now.
I was going to say, that's a terrible call on third down.
Yeah, I think that was just second down because they had first and goal back at the 3-yard line.
He's marking fourth down on that backside.
Yep,
they're putting the fist up for fourth down.
Because they had the pass completion to the 3.
The fumble, and then that play right there was third down.
No, they had the pass completion to the 3 to get first down and goal.
That was first and goal. It was first and goal. They already had it at first and goal at the 10 because the markers were back here.
All right. Okay, it's going to be a field goal attempt upcoming from the 16-yard line. This will be a 24-yard attempt. Like I said, it's probably closer to 26. Officially 8-yard end zones, but it is probably a little bit deeper than that. Having to deal with the logo on the field as well. And it's blocked. The danger come through. Adrian Davis with the field goal block, and Bemidji gets nothing. What a defensive stand for the Nebraska danger.
Coach Pointers told me, he goes, we're going to make blocks tonight on this field goal team. We've been strategizing and getting a spot, and that time we come through the barrier and make the stop. And again, 0 points on the board for this Bemidji Axemen team. Danger take over at the 16-yard line.
And now a chance to take a lead of 2 possessions. Find a way to get 7 on the board this time down, and you can really put Bemidji behind the 8 ball. It certainly looked like they had a chance to get it in the end zone. 2 wide receivers far side, 1 to the near side, Nebraska. First and 10 from the 16-yard line. And back to pass is Cody Kirby. Kirby looking down the center of the field, incomplete. Andre Piper Jordan running stride for stride with DeMarcus Washington. It'll bring up a second down and 10 at the 16.
There's a lot of hand checking down the field that time, and Cody Kirby just unfortunately misses Piper Jordan down the middle of the field.
Clock rolls, 12 minutes to go in this one. The danger 42, the Axemen 38. Danger coming from a 10-point second half deficit, trying to find a way to win on the road. Not easy to do in the IFL. Whether you're the franchise of the year or not. 2 wide receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Mo Avery in there, and a blitz, and no chance for Cody Kirby. coming through. It's actually one of the defensive linemen, Cesar Rodriguez, beating his blocker, and it's a big block all the way back to the 9.
That almost looked like it was an early snap by Williams. The linemen didn't even look like they were ready to block, and the defense comes right through the line of scrimmage. There wasn't even a chance to fake the handoff. They were in Cody Kirby's face, so I'm thinking that was an early snap by Williams.
And so now the Danger had a chance to gain momentum offensively, and now they're forced back to 3rd and 18 with 11 minutes to go in the game. 3 wide receivers near side, 2 of those in high motion. Back to pass, Kirby looks underneath. It's caught, Mo Avery at the 20, all the way to the 21. It's short of a 1st and 10, but a good gain there. Now you think about trying a field goal, perhaps.
And I don't know, with the struggles we've had kicking the football here tonight, this 4th quarter, offense has been able to move the football. Looks like they're gonna keep the offense in here, much to the dismay of General Manager Mike McCoy up here.
A 14-yard pass play right there. They need 5 more. 230 yards passing on the day from Cody Kirby. He's now 15 of 22, and Mo Avery comes up with a big one there. He now has 84 yards in pass receptions. Wide receivers either side. Play clock shows 2. Timeout, Nebraska. They used their 2nd timeout. Let's keep it right here. They had the high motion going, but Cody Kirby looked up and saw the play clock read 2. And this also gives them a chance to think about a field goal right now for Nebraska.
And here's where that home field crowd gets into it. That was a loud group of people, and to get the call to Cody Kirby and into that huddle took a lot of time because of the noise in this arena.
So the Danger have now used 2 timeouts in the 2nd half. The Axemen have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. 10-18 remaining in a very exciting, entertaining indoor football league game between United Conference, Bemidji Axemen, and the Intense Conference champions from a year ago, the Nebraska Danger. 42-38. As the biggest play of the game coming up for Nebraska. They just made a huge defensive stop on their last series. As you saw him stop the squad with a blocked field goal after that team from Bemidji had it inside the 10-yard line. Ball at the 21-yard line for Nebraska. They will go for it. As you see Chip Reeves split wide to the near side. 3 wide receivers to the far side. You don't need a lot. 5-6 yards. A lot of times you'll see a stop pattern from a guy like Andre Piper Jordan. Kane Farquharson will come in motion right to left along with Mo Avery, and there's movement up front. Is this offsides? The Danger took some extra time. There was movement into the neutral zone for Torland Pittman, and now the officials will huddle again.
That's going to be close to a 1st down even.
It was 4th and 5. If they do indeed call encroachment, that's the call against Bemidji. Now it's
how
1st
far?
down. They don't even measure. 1st down. Bemidji fans don't like it. They'll mark it at the 24. Actually, that looked pretty close.
Yeah, it looked like it was a long 5 yards there, so I didn't know exactly what it was. But I tell you what, that couldn't have been a design deal, that hard count, because you already used your 1 timeout. That would have left 1 timeout left. So it wasn't a designed hard count. Bemidji just got too anxious and wanted to get in his face, force the outsides.
Huge penalty. Ball at the 24-yard line, 1st down and 10. Back to pass, Cody Kirby wants it all. Open is Andre Piper Jordan, but he can't bring it in. He tried to go out with 1 hand. It looked like he had a chance to get that 2nd hand out there, but couldn't quite bring it in. 2nd down, 10-9, 51 to go. That would have made it a 2-score game.
And our bench is upset. There was a ball that came from the field, or from the crowd. One of those blue foam footballs kind of came into the field of play, and then the Danger bench is really upset about that.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. Clock becoming a factor. 9:30, 9:29, 9:28 remaining. Danger trying to drive it down the field. They started at their own 16-yard line. Got a huge offsides penalty to keep it going on 4th down. Play clock shows 6, 5, 4, 3. Danger may have to burn a timeout here again, and they will try to use a timeout. I do not know if they're going to get it.
Yep, they gave it to them. But that's their last one.
Let's keep it right here. Wow. Could be a huge turn of events.
And there again, there's where that Troy Evans injury really comes into play, because you've got guys that are playing out of position. You've got to tell them where to be And plus, you've got this crowd that is so loud, it's hard to communicate where guys need to be. These plays are taking way too long to develop.
Danger Football brought to you by Burger King of Grand Island, Central Nebraska Federal Credit Union, Computer Concepts, and CPI Mr. Tire. The good news is you're ahead now. It really was looking bad when you're down by 10 points and had only one timeout remaining, but at least you've got the lead. And this is such a critical drive because if you score a touchdown here, you take a 2-score lead, and it's Bemidji that's on the ropes.
Coach Davis is still talking about the foam football. And it was right as Piper Jordan was going across there. Foam football came out and hit him as he was coming out. I saw the thing come out of the stands, but you got to do something there, I believe. But I honestly, I don't think they ever saw the blue football come out of the crowd.
42-38, 9:09 remaining in the game. It'll be second down and 10. Again, the danger you mentioned playing without Troy Evans, so there's been a lot of confusion on sets here. As Nebraska will have Reeves as the running back, just to the right of Kirby. Avery, Andre Piper, Jordan, and Kane Farkas, and the three wideouts to the near side. They'll look to the end zone and overthrow, trying to get it to Mo Avery. And Avery and the defensive back trying to cover him. Both go over the dashboard and onto the concrete across the way. And it's going to bring up third down and 10.
Yep, and that one just was sailed by Kirby just a little too far. Avery, even with the jump, would not be able to bring that one in. Just oversailed him, and now with another third and long play here. Crucial series here. You got to think it's 4-down territory again for this team, just with the confidence in Joe Houston kicking the football. Went for it already on 4th down. Got to think they'll probably go for it again.
They are 10 yards closer now, though.
They are 10 yards closer, but...
And a field goal would make it a 7-point game.
But you're on those logos also.
Third down and 10. Two high motion men. Back to passes. Kirby pumps once. Under heat now. He's hit. He breaks one tackle. Now steps up. Throws to the end zone. And incomplete. Farkason couldn't bring it in. It sailed just a little. Kane may have mistimed his jump just a hair. Coming in was Gary Wilburn to try to defend, but the danger just missed 6 on a great effort from Cody Kirby to elude pressure.
And it looks like they are going to come out with the field goal team. Tell you what, that was a great job by Cody Kirby of extending that play, rolling out of the pressure. He got hit initially on the pump fake, rolls out, finds Farkason, and it just off the fingertips of Kane Farkason in the end zone.
This is a monster field goal attempt for Joe Houston trying to find a way. Ball will be spotted just inside the Nebraska 20-yard line. This will be a 39-yard field goal attempt for Joe Houston. Trying to make one tonight, make it a 7-point game. The spot, the kick is up, and it is good right down the middle in the danger of taking a 7-point lead. Tell you what, you have to have a short memory when you're a kicker, and that is pretty darn good there. Eric Williams to find a way to get one through when it's not maybe been your night.
Yep, and it looked just like a pitching wedge. Just put enough on it to get it over there, and like you said, it was right down the middle, and a huge kick right there, and hopefully a boast of confidence for Joe Houston.
And that makes it 45-38, a precarious 7-point lead, but a much less precarious lead than it would have been at 4 points had that not gotten through. They've got some stuff going on the field. Let's let you know the Danger Football is brought to you by Excel Physical Therapy, Florida Seedling, Bud Light, and Home Federal Bank. You enjoy this Danger Football stuff? I'll tell you, making the short road trip out to Colorado next weekend. As we've got a Sunday afternoon game, like NFL style. You're going to be playing a week from Sunday in Colorado. That's a little different start time, as that'll be a 4 o'clock Central Time start. In a matchup with the Colorado Ice. And those two teams, very familiar, played 5 times last year. Colorado's dynamite. They have a very talented team.
Is it 4 o'clock Central or 4 o'clock Mountain?
I think it's 4 o'clock Central.
I'll have to look into that.
It showed 3 o'clock on their website.
Okay.
So I will go with 4 o'clock until I'm told differently. But I don't want to be an hour late. So you let me know. All right?
Yep, I'll definitely do. But again, you talk about that Colorado team. A lot of veterans back on that team as well. Willie Copeland, the quarterback. They've got several offensive weapons and a good, solid defense. It's going to be a very, very tough game next week in Colorado.
And one of the many good coaches in the IFL there in Colorado.
Hiram O'Neal.
45-38, the danger on top of the Axemen here. I'll tell you, the Axemen pretty well coached by a guy like Robert Fuller, the wily veteran, IFL Coach of the Year in 2011, 2012. And he's a guy that coached for the Tri-City Diesel, coached the Omaha Beef, coached 7 years at the University of Mary, And now taking over the expansion program, the new Bemidji Axemen, and they are a much better team than the one that was in Grand Island just a few weeks ago.
And he also had the Alaska Fairbanks team when they had one, and then was Green Bay Blizzard as well.
Here's a kick that is going to be fielded by Oliver Davis. Brings it across the 15 to the 20-yard line, and he'll be brought down there. Good special teams play made by Jamar Love. And now the Danger defense trying to do it a third straight time. With 7:11 to go, they've stopped this Bemidji squad with no points 3 times in a row. And they needed it. They were down by 10 at that time.
And now here's where the young quarterback comes into play maybe for Hunter Wankett, of having that pressure at home, down 7 here, to make something happen. Your offense has struggled, and here's where a guy can sometimes overdo it, trying to make that big play here.
Wankett, 18 out of 30, 260 yards in the game. He had a huge first half with 4 touchdown passes. They've kind of shut him down a little bit in the second half, as he has not thrown a TD pass after he accounted for 9 TDs in a 92-49 win over Wyoming a week ago right here. 4 wide receivers in the set. Wankett, shotgun formation, steps back, looks underneath, got a man at the 25-yard line, making a move inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. That is DeMario Pippin for 11 yards and a first down.
And we go back to the base defense there. They go empty. He's going to go doubles on each side and find that curl route about 11 yards downfield, getting the first down.
DeMario Pippin, 3 catches on the day, including a touchdown, first down and 10 at the 19 of Nebraska. 6:47 remaining this one, and one that could come right down to the final moments as Bemidji's fans, they're hockey fans, but they're pretty smart football fans too, being very quiet when their team has the ball. A few little horns in the background, but much louder when Nebraska's got it. 3 wide receivers in this set. It's going to be a handoff. Hole for Pippin. Pippin makes the carry across the 15 to about the 12. Good explosiveness for DeMario Pippin, who picks up 7 on first down.
And Stanton's first step that time was to the outside, giving up the hole, and then the seal block that time by Pinner on this right guard over here gave him a hole to run through, and Pippin nearly getting the first down.
Second down 3. Clock will read under 6 minutes to go in regulation when this ball is snapped. Hunter Wankett trying to go for the tying score right here. 2 wide receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Pippin the lone setback behind Wankett. High motion. Play action. Look out! Wankett eaten up behind the line of scrimmage. There's Claude Roten. There's Pig Brown. And Hunter Wankett left out to dry as he'll lose 7.
And that time it was that naked boot, play action. He was going to roll out, but nobody out here to guard, and actually a double team. Pig Brown coming in on the blitz, and him and Claude Roten, nobody blocking him. They come untouched and hit Hunter Wankett for a big loss, and now a 3rd and 10. And here again, another spot to make a stop.
4 down territory for the Axemen. They have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. The Nebraska Danger, 0. Wide receiver to the near side is the dangerous Nick Truesdale. He's joined out here by Pippin. 2 wide receivers far side as well. Here comes the snap. Dropping back is Wankett. Steps up, throws over the middle, incomplete. Jamar Love, the closest man to it. A lot of traffic, and it's 4th down and 10.
A lot of contact coming across the middle there. Again, no flags thrown, and like you said, now it's 4th down and 10, and decision time for Coach Fuller. Like you said, you got 3 timeouts left, and you got 4:45, so it looks like they might go for the field goal here to put it to where it wouldn't be a tie ball game. You're not playing to tie it. You're playing to take a lead maybe in the next possession.
Except if you get a field goal here, if Danger scored a touchdown, it's a 2-possession game. And even one way or the other, the Danger could make it a 2-possession game, miss or make on this field goal. So Wankett will spot this ball down at about the 24-yard line. This will be a 34-yard attempt from Josiah Powell, who's scuffled kicking field goals this year. Snaps a little bit offline. The field goal attempt is no good, off to the right. The Danger have held. Now the bad news, they'll have it back at their own 5-yard line. The good news is they can start working clock, and if they find a way to score here, they take a 2-possession lead.
The bad thing is you don't have an experienced running back there to just hand the football off to either. A lot of basic plays for a running back there. So, again, it's nice to be able to milk that clock, but it'd be nice to have an experienced running back.
Well, and maybe Mo Avery. Avery maybe.
Oh, I'll definitely put Mo Avery back there. He's probably the most veteran and most experienced. And, again, he's run the Wildcats, so he's run out of that backfield. That's definitely the guy I put back there in the running back. I'm just saying he doesn't have that same practice of of running with this offense. So a lot of basic stuff running the football with him.
4:11 to go in the game. The Danger trying to escape with a huge road win here and improved to 4-1 on the year. 3 wide receivers far side, 1 to the near side, so empty backfield. Now high motion for Cody Kirby. Accepts the snap from center. He'll run it himself. Picks up only a yard to about the 6. Designed run all the way. And the Minnesota Axemen expecting that. Cesar Rodriguez for Bemidji, stopping him for just a yard gain.
And he's come up with a couple big plays on the defense there. Is Cesar Rodriguez. And again, like you said, just a design draw play, trying to spread this defense out and then run it with Cody Kirby up the middle. But this defensive line stayed at home and made the stop.
Cody Kirby, 73 yards rushing and a touchdown. The last time these two teams met, just 24 yards rushing this time. One of those came, and he had a 23-yard run, so he's done nothing other than that one big run. Cody Kirby drops back to pass, throws it on the flat. Mo Avery at the 5, makes a move at the 10. Grabbed up high, but not by the face mask. Marole did a good job staying away from the face mask, but it's a pickup of 6 yards, and it's 3rd down and 3.
Yep, just one of those swing routes that time. And again, Coach Dixie Wooten's not real happy. He's telling Roll, you see him break to the outside, you've got to come up and make the play on him. He was late getting there, and Avery gets a lot of yards out of it, making it 3rd and short.
Mo Avery, one of the better receiving days for Nebraska. 5 catches for 90 yards and a touchdown. Play clock shows 10. Game clock shows 2:50, 2:49, 2:48. Cody Kirby, 3rd and 3. Looks underneath. Got a man. 1st and 10. Farquharson just did get a piece of him again to the turf of the 20. If he breaks that tackle, he goes the distance. But the important thing is, 1st down, you keep the clock rolling, you get out of trouble, and the ball spotted at the 20, a huge 3rd down conversion.
Take a play out of Robert Fuller's playbook, just get enough yards for the 1st down, run 3 curl routes up the middle, and nice confident throw by Cody Kirby, throwing it to Farquharson and getting the 1st down.
Because the linebacker was bearing down. 1st down and 10, and a handoff right up the middle. Mo Avery gets the call to the 21-yard line, a pickup of 1. And we'll see if the Axemen start using their timeouts. Yep. They have 3 remaining, and they will use one right here. Let's keep it right here and talk about this one. A fun game to call here on the road in the Indoor Football League. It was an offensively dominated game early on, 21-14 to the quarter break. 28-28 late in the 2nd quarter. It ended up 31-28 after the Axemen got a field goal with 2 seconds to go. And then the Axemen took a 10-point lead, 38-28. Since that time, their possessions, missed field goal, interception, blocked field goal, missed field goal, while the Danger have gone touchdown, field goal.
Yep, and I tell you, this defense has really responded in the second half. They've made a couple of adjustments, and they've been able to really stop this Bemidji team, and they have no response so far for this defense in this 4th quarter.
2 timeouts remaining for Bemidji. 2:03 remaining in the game. The Nebraska Danger are up 45-38.
And another blue football. I think they said that they were going to throw a flag and a warning here, and Coach Davis saw another one down in the end zone there.
I'll tell you what, these Bemidji fans, they don't want to cost their team 15 yards. That was look huge at this time, and Coach Mike Davis out to visit with the officials about just that. This is a big series right here. If the Danger could get themselves another 1st down, they could take a step closer to victory here on the road in the IFL, something which has been very elusive for this Nebraska franchise. Like I say, not the only franchise. It's hard to win on the road in this league for a variety of reasons. 12 hours on a bus, number 1. The fans are rough. Fans are rough.
There we go.
And now a flag has been thrown. And Robert Fuller's kind of having a word with his own fans. He yells at the fans, make sure you don't throw. See, and there's another one. We see another ball coming onto the field right there. Yep, they have these little plastic balls, kind of like the United Way balls that the Nebraska fans have at home. And thankfully, they don't start doing that. But, yeah, you've seen a few of them keep the balls and toss them out there. And that is huge.
Yep.
Instead of 2nd down, and Bemidji just used a timeout, so they've only got 2 remaining. And now the Danger, if nothing else, they're within field goal range where you really would want to give Joe Houston a shot. You'd love 6 right here and love to run a couple of minutes off the clock and just not give this Bemidji squad any time. But now 1st and 10 at the 15.
I've got General Manager Mike McCoy sitting by me. I'm just going to say no foam football promotions at our home games to allow fans to throw those out on the football field.
We already got the United Way thing. We do that every week, and our fans have been very good.
No, I'm just saying don't have any foam.
Here's Cody Kirby on the keeper. 15-yard line, goes to the 13, keeps those legs turning to the 12. Great run for Cody Kirby. 1:54 to go in the ball game, and the Nebraska Danger fighting their way toward a victory here on the road.
I tell you what, that's huge. I mean, that personal foul, sideline warning on this crowd is huge. It puts them down inside the 15-yard line and gives them that first down. And like you said, burns a timeout from this Bemidji team. Only have 2 left now, down 7 points.
And it's kind of taken the crowd out of it, too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they are very subdued now after costing their team 15 yards. It was a good call. Play clock reads 5, 4, 3. High motion. Cody Kirby accepts the snap from center. He wants to run. Gets a block from Mo Avery. Kirby spins away. 10-yard line, 5. He's got a first down. 1st and goal at the 3 with 1:09 to go in the game.
And that's going to take it down to that 1-minute mark, and now you're inside that 4. Get that 2-possession lead with a minute left.
Let's take a break. The 1-minute warning is here. The Nebraska Danger 45, the Bemidji Axemen 38. A 30-second break. You're listening to 103.1 Today FM. Let's go 30 here, 30. Okay.
Here's that, you got to advance the ball.
.103.1 Today FM. It's Steve Stein, Eric Williams, studio engineer today, Bill Dixon. The Danger 1 minute away from victory here. 1st and goal at the 3. You want to find a way to stick it in the end zone right here, make it a 2-possession game.
And you got to get positive yards here. This 1-minute rule that's into effect this year. Got to get positive yards to make the clock move. Force Bemidji to take these timeouts here to get that ball back if you don't get it in the end zone.
It'd be interesting to see what kind of play calls you do have, because incomplete pass also will stop the...
I tell you, put Kirby under center. Just do quarterback sneaks. At least make sure you get that positive yardage.
I tell you what, great blocking last time, not only from that line, but Mo Avery in there with an additional block, and Cody Kirby, great run. He got hit in the backfield and found a way to fight his way forward to give his team 1st down and goal at the 3-yard line. Nebraska trying to, I don't want to say an improbable victory, but I'll tell you what, it was not looking good when it was 38-28 with 11:59 to go in the 3rd quarter. They had seen the game turn 24 points. They were up by 14, then down 10. You didn't know if they had much left.
It looked like the wheels were falling off the tracks in a hurry, and I even said it early on, but they've been able to respond and get back in this game and have a 7-point lead with a minute left going into the end zone.
Bloodied but not beaten. The Nebraska Danger find themselves on the verge of a nice road win. Wide receiver to the far side, Andre Piper Jordan. Reeves, wide receiver to the near side. Avery will line up in the pistol set behind Kirby. Farquharson goes in high motion. It's going to be a handoff to Mo Avery. Hit at the 3, fights his way to the 2, and forward to the 1, but they blew it dead at the 2, and that will force Bemidji to use its 2nd timeout. We'll keep it right here. Had a good job. Again, the Danger getting that positive yard, as they only give him about a half yard, but again, any positive yard, and
Actually, I'm going to say over the loudspeaker they said no gain.
It was spotted from the 3 to the 2.5.
Yep. There was a gain there, but and Bemidji had to take that time out.
Yep. So if there was no gain or a loss, the clock would have automatically stopped. A new rule in the Indoor Football League this year, not the last 2 weeks withstanding, as the coaches kind of basically had the gentleman's agreement when it was not not an issue. They allowed them to take the knee, which everybody was happy about.
And good, but it's a heads-up play by the PA system here to say no gain over the loudspeaker and maybe try to talk that official into stopping that clock.
45-38, 54.6 seconds to go in the game. And one more timeout remaining for Bemidji. one way or the other. You want to get points out of it. You'd love 6, and really, I don't care whether it's second or third down. Find a way to get her 2-touchdown score and make it really tough on the Axemen. 2 wide receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Mo Avery lines up to the left of Cody Kirby. This time it's a toss to Farquharson, who's drilled behind the line of scrimmage, and now they will not have to use the timeout. A loss back to the 5. Great play there for Cesar Rodriguez, trying to toss it to Kane, going to his left, and that allows Bemidji to save the timeout.
Yep, and again, I just think down there that close, just go under center, get the yards, force them to take that timeout. If you got to kick a field goal, you got a 2-possession lead. They've got no timeouts left. So in a bad play call there. Now it's 3rd and long here.
51 seconds to go in the game. Farquharson wide to the right, Avery wide to the right, Reeves in there to running back this time for Cody Kirby, who sends high motion. Kirby's going to throw it. He pumps. He's hit. He is going to be dropped back at the 9. And again, Bemidji can save its timeout. 45 seconds to go. And now the Danger will have to kick a field goal here. And this is a critically important field goal. You saw the last one for Joe Houston. That went through. If he can find a way to make this one, it makes a 10-point game. But still with a lot of time remaining, and Bemidji would have 1 timeout remaining. So the Danger only able to burn 15 seconds off the clock on 1st down and goal from the 3. And that new rule coming into huge effect here with the stoppage of play in the final minute of regulation. And also backed it up a few yards. This will be spotted outside the 15-yard line. A 24-yard field goal attempt from Joe Houston. Bad snap. Piper Jordan gets it down, and Joe Houston gets it up and through. How about Andre Piper Jordan bailing his center out right there?
There's a lot of deep breaths after that one. That took a couple times to set that one down by Piper Jordan. Joe Houston stayed patient enough not to get ahead of himself and was able to still kick that one through and now have that 2-possession lead.
The Danger have scored the last 20 points of this one. We'll keep it right here for the Danger kick, 48-38. 41.6 seconds to go. The Danger on the verge. It's going to be a long old 41 seconds, but they have a chance to earn a road win here.
How about the veteranness of Piper Jordan there? Normally, a guy would fumble with that football right there, would bail out and just yell fire and go downfield, but knowing the how key that kick is, to be able to pick that up, not panic, still get that ball down for Joe Houston. Incredible job.
And like I say, the timing too for Joe to have the patience to wait for the ball to be placed down. And fortunately, there was no push up front. You give your offensive line credit.
And the great thing is it wasn't a deep kick to where you had to get a lot into it. You could still let up and take some of that momentum and not have to get everything into that kick.
Not a lot of style points in this one, but you take it and put it in the win column, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, let's talk about that after 41 seconds.
I'd say you take it.
Yeah,
say you haven't got it yet, but you would take it. You would take it if it happens. 41.6 seconds remaining. I'd say the Danger would have loved to see about 20 more seconds off the clock on that series, but they get points. And again, they drive it from their own 5-yard line to get points on the board. Here is a squib kick going to be fielded by one of the up men. Here comes Oliver Davis again across the 20-yard line to about the 22. He'll go down there. Gervonta Jackson, good special teams play there. One of the veterans for this Nebraska squad, and now Bemidji needs points. Still plenty of time remaining, and there comes a football on the field. Nearly hit Mike Davis.
There's another one. Yep, you got to call it.
Yep.
There's 15 more yards back.
And what in the world are these Bemidji fans thinking? Goodness gracious. That's a Nebraska Danger fans, knock on wood, you've done a great job, because we have these little black and white United Way footballs, and they do a good job of keeping them, keeping them either in their pocket or to throw them out there to try to win prizes. And I'll tell you, the Bemidji fans have cost their team 30 yards on the day. Wow.
And Coach Furler is just irate.
Yep, and he should be.
I know. I mean, it's just common sense. You've already got it called once, but and that's just putting you had good field position. You need a quick score here. Now you're going to back yourself up and have to go much further.
Yeah, almost hit Mike Davis on that one. And, you know, they are not going to have machete night here, I'll tell you that. Because it's ball spotted back at the 11-yard line, and good job. You know, Mike Davis go right there to point it out. And
well, I saw it coming from over here. It was like way up over.
Yeah, it was from the second. It was from the 50th row, so it sailed high and fell true right at about Mike Davis' feet. So first down back at the 11-yard line. 35.5 seconds to go. Nebraska trying to hang on here and earn themselves a victory. 48-38 the score. As high motion far sides, Hunter Wankett dropping back to pass, flush from the pocket, now steps up, throws an incomplete pass as Pig Brown on the coverage against Warren Matthews. I think it's going to be a legal defense against the danger. The defensive lineman twisted.
They twisted.
One going, you have to come straight up the field, and one danger lineman went to the inside, one to the outside, and I think that is going to be the call, so that would be an illegal defense against the danger.
I get a text message from home says, tell McCoy to keep throwing those footballs.
Mike McCoy, the GM, just to the right, and he's been amazingly reserved. Yeah, that's the
He's
danger
the one
man.
that's throwing the footballs out
got
there.
Got a little bag of them up here in the press box there. Yeah, that's thinking. That's taking advantage of the opportunities given you. That is an automatic first down on that illegal twist. So first down and 10 back up the 16-yard line. Danger done a good job for the most part staying away from penalties. They may have caught a break on a couple of penalties that ended up being offsetting. And back to pass, Wankett under heat. Here comes Claude Roden, but Wankett gets by him. Now steps up, throws it down the field. That's up for grabs. It's intercepted. There's Jamar Love again. His fourth INT in 2 weeks, and the Danger are 21 seconds away from a road victory in the Indoor Football League. And now the Danger just get a 15-yarder because I think they just tossed the football into the crowd.
Jamar Love just threw the football into the crowd, but you know what? It's a penalty we'll take.
Ah, boy, oh boy. Now Nebraska will, if they can find a way just to get positive yardage here, need to get positive yards. You can't take a knee. Again, it's still a 10-point game, and unless the two coaches agree on it, it's not taking knee time yet. So this will be
I don't know if Fuller's gonna agree to do that.
I wouldn't think so in a 10-point game.
Nope, and with the way it's been going for him when you had the lead the way you did and to cough it up, so I think you play this one out if you're Fuller.
Plus the Danger have had a couple of bad snaps on the day, and so you make them snap the football and you make them run a positive play. The Danger, they need to. It looks like they've got their quote-unquote victory formation with Kenny Farquharson back there. We'll see if the Danger are allowed to take a knee. And it looks like that the Minnesota Axemen, the Bemidji Axemen, are going to allow them to run the final few seconds off of this one. And the Nebraska Danger come on the road. And they disappoint a pretty good home crowd here today. But for Bemidji, it was all going the way of the Axemen. 11:59 to go in the third quarter of play. It was 38-28. The Danger closed with the final 20 of this one. And the Nebraska Danger are 4-1 heading into their game at Colorado next week. Post-game begins next. Final score 48-38. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. You're listening to 103.1 Today FM. Had them all the way.
Mom texted me back and said, tell McCoy to keep throwing those foam footballs out. Well, but still, you can't be throwing them out. They warned him. I saw him go over to Fuller and said the next one out there. I told McCoy, we're not doing no foam football promotion.
We do that all the time. We never had a problem.
But not an absolute foam football deal where they're giving them away to everybody. You got to pay for those.
Oh, those were giveaways?
Those were giveaways tonight.
Because they ended up having the football
The brown,
throw to try
the
to
brown ones were the throw ones. Those blue and red ones were giveaways.
Yo. Okay, we'll be ready. About as riding as Minnesotans are going to get. They're throwing foam footballs. Come on, they're still relaxed in their riding. It's not like Matt Davison. Steve Stein, Eric Williams, our studio engineer today. King Bill Dixon, the Nebraska Danger. A hard-fought victory here on the road. It wasn't pretty, no style points, but I tell you what, Eric Williams, you come on the road in the IFL, you find a way to get a win, and this Danger team showed a lot of courage, showing a lot of resilience when it looked like it was not going to go their way. They're early in the third quarter.
No, and there was a lot of resilience there. It's still probably sloppy football for Davis's taste on that, but a win's a win, like you said, and now you get on the bus, get home, and mend some injuries and get ready for Colorado. But there's definitely a lot of things to work on from this game.
Danger win at 48-38. Let's take it through the scoring. Couldn't have started much better for Nebraska as they get the opening kick, drive it 3 plays, 30 yards, 1-yard run from Mo Avery. He was the high motion man. They pitched it out to him. It was 7-0. Danger got it back after a missed field goal for the Axemen. And Cody Kirby hit Mo Avery on a touchdown pass. It was 14-0 with 11-11 to go in the first quarter of play. The Axemen came back, though. They get back-to-back scoring drives. Wankett to Pippin on an 11-yarder, and Hunter Wankett to Warren Matthews on a pass play to make it 14-14 with 6:03 remaining as the Danger's offense had bogged down, and we had ourselves a new ball game. Danger took a 21-14 lead into the quarter break. Cody Kirby on a 23-yard run to cap a 2-play, 31-yard drive. But then the Axemen would score back-to-back TDs. Hunter Wankett, a 19-yard pass play to Ryan Ballantyne to cap a 3-play, 25-yard drive. And then they would score again to take their first lead of the ball game at 28-21. They took the lead there with Hunter Wankett going to Nick Truesdale on that particular play. And that was a 45-yarder to make it 28-21. Danger got it knotted up at 28, 32-yard pass play as they were able to get it from Kirby to Kane Farquharson. And 31-28, the Axemen led it at halftime as they would get a field goal from 21 yards out from Josiah Pyle. And then a touchdown from Warren Matthews made it 38-28. Danger appeared to be on the ropes, but then they would score the next 20. A 1-yard run from Mo Avery, 23 yards from Kirby to Farquharson, 39-yard field goal from Joe Houston to 24-yard field goal from Joe Houston. Danger went at 48-38 as they score on 4 of their 5 final possessions while the defense shuts the door. And Mike Davis has come up to join us. And, Coach, we appreciate you coming up. Congratulations on the win. Talk about the resilience your team showed coming from behind here by 10. It's not easy to win no matter where you're at on the road in the IFL.
No, it's not. It's not easy winning, especially on the road. But when you play so bad, it makes it that much tougher. And we just made some uncharacteristic mistakes tonight that we haven't made all year. And you know, we got some guys who think they know what they're doing, and then they kind of got exposed. And so we got a lot to fix. You know, we were fortunate enough to get a win, and I'll take it.
And, you know, offensively, you lose Troy Evans. Again, you only have 20 guys. You have to mix and match, and you had to kind of change the offensive game plan. Guys maybe playing out of position. You got Mo Avery back in there to maybe add a little stability, but I know there was times when the play clock's running down on that offensive side. Part of that just trying to maybe patch the offense.
Yeah, there's no excuse for that, though. Like, we practice every day. The guys practice in different positions every day, and we just got to be more efficient offensively and defensively. You know, it's not all on offense. I mean, the defense put them in a hole all night long, and then we just kind of just very methodical through the game, and it was ugly.
You guys, though, down by 10. Talk a bit about the way the defense stepped up. You forced a couple turnovers. They missed a few field goals. When you had to make the defensive stops, particularly from the midpoint of the third quarter to the end of the ball game, you shut them out.
You know, at halftime, let's just say it wasn't pretty. I'm not a yeller and a screamer, but I honestly came unglued in the locker room because we were just so stupid and told guys, hey, you know, guys make mistakes, and I hate hearing my bad or my fault. And just, you know, hey, you made a mistake. We obviously know you make a mistake, so you got to fix it. And second half, we fixed some things, and our D-line finally came to play late in the game, and which was disappointing all, you know, the first 2.5 quarters, really. So you just can't go from having a great performance last week with Tri-Cities to a very subpar performance against a good football team at home.
Yeah, this was a better team than you played today. I mean, talk a little bit about the additions of guys like Nick Truesdale. Ballantyne didn't play against you first time. I mean, offensively, they were a harder team to defend than the one that they brought to Grand Island a few weeks ago.
You know, the crazy part about that is we knew exactly what they were going to do. It didn't matter who was doing it. They still run the same exact offense. And our guys just were blindfolded out there. It was frustrating to be out there. Like, honestly, we're fortunate enough to get a win here, but we have a lot of work to do if we want to be one of the top 3 or 4 teams in this league.
But one thing about it, I mean, in years past, there haven't been very many times where you've come out and had a performance like this and able to get a win. To have the resilience to get a win, what does this do for the guys knowing, well, number one, that they can come from behind? You don't like to be behind, but that gives a little confidence to the offense and to the defense to know that you can still get it done.
If you know anything about my guys, you know lacking confidence is definitely not something that they have a problem with. So, they understand that. It's just there's no reason the game should have been close. We came out, started fast like we wanted to, and then kind of the wheels fell off for 2 solid quarters. And, it could have been ugly if we'd have just kind of mashed the gas and continued to play efficient football. But, give Bemidji credit. They hang in there. Coach Fuller and Coach Wooten got a good team, and, they'll fight for that second spot behind Sioux Falls in their division. They just we were fortunate.
Troy Evans goes down in the first half. What's his early prognosis?
I just tweaked the hamstring. They he kind of did the splits. He's not much of a stretcher anyway, so he just probably could have been avoided, but it is what it is. Take it for a grain of salt and move on.
Mike Davis, head coach for the Nebraska Dangers. They win this one coming from behind, 48-38. Let's take a 1-minute timeout. We'll have some stats and wrap things up from Bemidji. You're listening to 103.1 Today FM.
He's struggling. And then we come back. He's like 2 for his last 13. And he makes some 2 late ones.
Yep. Yeah. I mean,
I know. But
made the ones you had to have.
hey, what the heck are you doing with under a minute?
You have to get positive yardage.
I know, but just take Kirby underneath center and just sneak it.
I tried to say that. We were trying to milk it a little bit, and then because we didn't want them stacking the box like that. And it's just then you do that to go.
It's 103.1 Today FM. The Nebraska Danger win this one 48-38. Appreciate Mike Davis coming up and joining us for a post game today. As let's take you through some numbers and hear more from Eric Williams in our post game today. But the Nebraska Danger statistically running the football, you saw Mo Avery carry it 5 times for 9 yards. He was able to get into the end zone a couple of times. Troy Evans had 2 carries for -2 on the day before he went out with that injury. Cody Kirby. He gutted out some big gains on the day. He had the 23-yard run and was pretty well contained. But down the stretch on that late field goal drive, he had a couple of big runs, and he ends up with 9 carries for 35 yards on the day. So the Danger end up with 42 yards rushing. And passing the football, they end up with 244 minus the 29 yards. Actually, minus 21 of sacks in the first half, 8 more in the second half. Ends up being officially 236 yards passing for 278. Kirby, through the air, goes 17 out of 27, throwing the football for 244. He did have 1 interception on the day. Let's get a look at the official numbers as those handed to us at this time. Danger ended up overall, looks like 208 net passing yards officially. Rushing, they ended up with 17 carries for 42 yards, while we see Bemidji with 255 net passing yards, 60 yards rushing for a total of 315. So the Danger outstatted today, 315 to 250. Danger did have the 1 interception, but they picked off 2 passes, and that a big key in the ballgame. They forced 3 turnovers while committing only 1 on the day. The Danger official rushing numbers, Cody Kirby ends up with 9 carries for 36 yards and a touchdown. Mo Avery, 6 carries, 8 yards, and 2 TDs. Kirby through the air, 18 out of 28, 239 yards on the day with 3 touchdowns. Receiving, Maurice Avery, 5 catches, 88 yards of TD. Andre Piper Jordan, 5 catches, 51. Kane Farkason, 4 for 59. You saw Troy Reeves in there with a couple of catches on that, Chip Reeves with a couple of catches for 3 catches for 36 yards, and Troy Evans, 1 catch for 5 yards. Bemidji, Hunter Wankett ends up rushing it 7 times for 33 yards. Warren Matthews has 7 carries for 20 yards and a touchdown. Wankett through the air, 19 out of 32, couple of interceptions, 265 yards and 4 touchdowns. Gary Truesdale, nice debut for the Axemen, 6 catches, 105 yards and a touchdown. 4 different players caught touchdowns for the Bemidji Axemen. The Danger win this one. Penalties ended up being a little bit big overall. Danger ended up officially with 2 penalties for 12 yards. Bemidji had 6 for 47, including a couple of against the audience, throwing those foam footballs out. And one of them in particular, really big. It kept that Danger drive alive that led to the field goal that put the Danger up 48-38. And Danger win this one. Some final thoughts from Eric Williams, our color commentator today.
Yeah, I was looking over the stats, and really one of the eyesores that I see is, and I brought it up in the broadcast, is the 3rd down conversions. I mean, 6 for 11 for Bemidji on 3rd downs, just 1 for 10 for the Nebraska Danger, and that's one of those things. And it's not like they were 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s. They were 3rd and 19s, 3rd and 10s, things like that Bemidji was able to execute and capitalize on and get the 1st down. So I think in practice this week, if I'm looking at things to really work on, it's those deep passes, those 1st down passes on 3rd and longs and things like that. You definitely have to bring your A game into Fort Collins next week to that Colorado game, because that's a huge game division-wise and standings-wise, but also it's kind of a big rivalry after last year. You know, you played them 4 times in the regular season, plus the once in the playoffs, and that's turned it into a really, really nice rivalry. Be nice to go on the road up there, get that win as well, but you got to play on your A game from the get-go. You can't have a lapse in execution up there, otherwise it's going to come back and haunt you.
Danger defensively. Pig Brown leads away, 10.5 tackles and a half a sack to go along with a half a tackle for loss. Joe Sampson had 6 tackles. Cesar Rodriguez had 9 tackles, I think a 10 on the day for the squad from Bemidji. And Jory Johnson had 6 tackles. Nebraska improving to 4-1. Bemidji slips to 2-2 as the Danger win this one 48-38. Earlier today from GI Family Radio, Baylor defeated Nebraska 74-60. NCAA tournament run comes to a close for Nebraska, so they lose in the opening round. Creighton defeated Louisiana Lafayette, so it'll be the Blue Jays and Baylor coming up on Sunday. Iowa beat the Nebraska baseballers 2-1. No coverage of baseball tomorrow. We'll have it Sunday for you on 97.3 The Wolf. We'll be bringing Nebraska women's basketball from both AM 1430 KRGI and 97.3 The Wolf tomorrow, as we have the Huskers and Fresno State pregame at 2:30. Opening round of the Lincoln Regional. Huskers find a way to win themselves a couple of games. They will likely be playing Connecticut in the Sweet 16 in Lincoln next weekend. So, big thank you to our studio engineer, Bill Dixon, for Eric Williams. Final score once again from Bemidji. Let's tell you about sponsors, first of all, as Danger Football brought to you by Sluggers, T-Shirt Engineers, Stubby's Alibi and Sports Lounge, Stoltenberg Irrigation, Ryder, Rosacker, McHugh, and Houston, Kramer's Iron Company, and Wrecker Service, Plains Irrigation, Jerry Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling, the sponsors of our post-game show, Indian Head Golf Course, Home Federal Bank, Bud Light, Florida Ceiling, XL Physical Therapy, CPI Mr. Tire, Computer Concepts, Central Nebraska Federal Credit Union, and Burger King of Grand Island. Once again, final score from Minnesota. Nebraska defeats the Bemidji Axemen 48-38. I'm Steve Stein, and this has been a 103.1 Today FM sports presentation. You're the man. We'll see you Monday. That's fun. Put it in the win column, never speak of it again. You're not going to be perfect.